What's up guys, this is your favorite fanfic YouTuber, the Fanfic Majesty, and welcome to another amazing video. You can follow me on Patreon for exclusive stories. 13 Mick. Chapter 316 Yu specific abilities are revealed. After hearing Onoki's words, Conqueror also showed a worried look. My own country was also destroyed by the Akatsuki organization. However, the opponent my country has encountered is nothing more than Deidara from the Akatsuki organization. But even such a guy directly captured all the shadows of his country. Gaara. However, the Kingdom of Earth was actually invaded by three powerful men including Deidara, Fei, and Yu. One can imagine what happened to the Earth country. At the same time, one can also imagine the power of the Akatsuki organization. Tsunade narrowed her eyes. So far, his fire country is the only country that has not suffered much damage. However, this does not mean that your country will not be harmed in the future. And I have a very clear premonition, that is, my country is not far away from being invaded by the Akatsuki organization. The more I thought about Tsunade's heart, the more uneasy she became. Senior Onoki, I sympathize with what your country is going through. However, I still hope you can tell us about Yu's specific abilities. This is conducive to the development of our work. Otherwise, for such a powerful and terrifying man, even if we join forces, we may not be their opponents. Tsunade said very worriedly. Onoki was silent for a while. Finally, I spoke slowly. Originally, I also wanted to keep the secret about Yu to myself, but facing a powerful ninja like Yu. If I didn't reveal Yu's ninjutsu secret, if so, I'm afraid the entire army will be annihilated in the end. Therefore, Onoki directly told everyone the information about Yu without hiding anything. First of all, this guy Yu, his chakra is a little different. Onoki said matter-of-factly. The other people were all shocked after hearing this. I didn't expect that the first sentence would be so explosive. Chakra is different from others. If you say that ninjutsu is very different from others, I can still believe it, but when you say that chakra is very different from others, what do you mean? Conqueror stared at himself. Eyes, said in disbelief. Tsunade also looked confused. Chakra, that is the most original thing in the body. Even his own grandfather, the god of ninja, his chakra is not much different from others. Who is this Yu? Onoki directly coughed twice. I don't believe it when I say it, but the facts are right in front of me. That guy Yu's chakra, I can say, is a little different from others. That's because his chakra is actually with an oppressive and dizzy effect. Please note that it is a built-in effect, it is not ninjutsu at all. I can confirm this, Onoki said seriously. After hearing Onoki's words, everyone around him was shocked. It was really the first time for them to hear this kind of chakra. So, everyone showed a very surprised look. In this case, it is indeed very difficult. I'm afraid we won't be able to arrest this guy Yu with a battle of numbers. Tsunade squinted her eyes and murmured. At the same time, there are also some worries about Jiraiya. After all, Jiraiya is also facing such an opponent for the first time. It would be wrong to say that Tsunade was not worried at all. Yeah, so, we must use elite ninjas to kill this guy Yu. Conqueror murmured. While these people were discussing, someone in Hokage's office knocked on the door, disturbing everyone's meeting. Tsunade frowned. This was in her own Hokage office, and now she was being disturbed. Tsunade was still very irritable. I don't know what's going on. We are discussing many important things now. Can't we be disturbed? Tsunade's beautiful eyes widened, and she stood up directly, her breasts shaking from time to time. The ninja outside the Hokage office was shocked, but the news this time was indeed crucial, so he had to say it out loud. Report to Mr. Hokage that this matter is indeed very important, it's about Yu. That's why I have the guts to come and report. The intelligence soldier said cautiously with trembling lips. Question mark question mark question mark question mark question mark. At this time, people in the Hokage office were shocked. It's actually about Yu. Tsunade also narrowed her eyes. Come in, Tsunade said calmly and confidently. After the intelligence soldiers came in, they directly told all the cage what happened to the country of thunder. So, Yu, that saboteur, is very powerful. With one person, he directly defeated the fourth Hokage and Killer Bee was captured. Let's go, there are still unknown elite ninjas. Furthermore, in addition to the abilities we have investigated before, this B************** DEU also has the ability to freeze, which must not be underestimated. Quote. The intelligence soldier murmured. This time, people in Hokage's office exploded again. The Kingdom of Thunder has a comprehensive combat capability that is closely inferior to that of the Kingdom of Fire. Actually, was also attacked by Yu. Moreover, that guy from Eight Tails has such a powerful life ability. In the end, he still didn't get rid of being frozen by Yu, and then taken away. This is very difficult to handle. All the moviegoers who were working on it looked worried. In the end, it was Tsunade who spoke first. I know all the contents of your report. You can go down first. Tsunade said pretending to be calm. That being said, even elite tactics may not be able to arrest the DEU. Onoki said with emotion. On this point, I have a say. After all, my country of Earth was invaded by Yu in the first place. Most of the elites of their Earth Kingdom were dispatched at that time. The purpose was Yu. I just don't know that the strength Yi Yu showed in the Kingdom of Earth is still not all of Yi Yu's own strength. Well, after hearing Onoki's words, Tsunade also sighed heavily. So, I suggest that we form a joint army. Tsunade murmured. Judging from the current situation, it seems that this is the only way left. Otherwise, they are really not sure whether this guy Yi Yu can break through them one by one. After all, this guy Yi Yu really has the power to destroy a country. This is no joke. Onoki also started thinking alone. And Conqueror stopped thinking. Among the 5 major countries, our own country has the weakest combat effectiveness. Now, even their shadows have been captured by the damn Akatsuki organization. Therefore, the hatred of the Kingdom of Sand towards the Akatsuki organization is very great. Forming a joint army will not only protect their Kingdom of Sand, but more importantly, they can also avenge their brother Gaara. So Conqueror, there aren't many opinions. Seeing that Conqueror finally agreed, Onoki also showed a trace of hesitation, but, when he thought of the suffering his country had suffered, he also gave up his previous idea and nodded instead. I agree. Ha ha ha. I never thought that our countries, which have been hostile to each other for so many years, would one day be able to fight side by side. As Onoki, who has experienced various battles, he said with emotion. At the same time, Tsunade also made further additions. Of course, if the ninjas from the Kingdom of Thunder are willing to join, that would be the best thing. We have to wait for the ninjas from the Kingdom of Thunder to arrive before we can make plans. What we need to discuss now is how to make our plan against Yi Yu. Tsunade said seriously. The other big guys also nodded one by one. I very much agree with Tsunade's words. So, the big guys representing the 3 countries gathered together one by one and began to discuss the next strategy against Yi Yu. They have only one purpose, and that is to get rid of Yi Yu first. After all, Yi Yu is too great a threat to them. On the other side, Yi Yu's battle has begun. The impatient Akai didn't react at all. After seeing Deidara and the others, he immediately exclaimed. Ha ha ha, are you members of the Akatsuki organization? I am the Blue Beast of Konoha, and I am here to get rid of you hateful members of the Akatsuki organization. Let's see what I do. Akai roared. The next moment, there was a jump, and then there was the typical Konoha whirlwind kick, which was kicked towards Faye and others. Seeing Akai's attack, Deidara showed a very disdainful look. Are you kidding? In the eyes of the Akatsuki organization, even if you were a cage, you will be arrested immediately. You are just a Jonin from Konoha, what's so cool about this place? The next moment, without any hesitation, Akai kicked it directly. The powerful force drove the surrounding wind and made a whooshing sound. Powerful, full of vigor. Deidara felt a burst of contempt. He is really a simple-minded guy. Drink. Deidara pinched his fingers, and the next moment, a huge clay bomb was thrown directly by Deidara. Then, it exploded directly on Akai's body. Rumble, rumble. The powerful explosive force explodes in an instant. Under the powerful force, Akai was directly hit by Deidara's bomb. The next moment, after the powerful force exploded, Akai was directly blown away by this terrifying force. Chapter 317 Encounter with the Blue Beast of Muya. A variety of black marks instantly appeared on Akai's face. Immediately afterwards, Akai, who had jumped up just now, was directly suppressed by this powerful force. The next moment, Xiao Li, Ninki and others who were behind Akai quickly flew up and picked up Akai. Teacher Akai, are you okay? Xiao Li said worriedly. Neji also showed a speechless expression. I said, Mr. Kai, you are our teacher. Please don't be so reckless. Neji said speechlessly. As a teacher, shouldn't it be the teacher telling them to stay calm? That's good, my group hasn't taken action yet. Teacher Akai, on the other hand, took the lead in launching an attack on the enemy. In the end, you still have to let your students keep your teacher calm. The more Neji thought about it, the more incredible he felt. And, Wawa also had the same idea. When will this teacher Akai be able to be more stable? Feeling his recklessness, Akai quickly scratched his head. An embarrassed look on his face. I'm sorry, ha ha ha. Akai smiled awkwardly. Deidara in the sky saw Akai's sexy moves, and his evaluation of Akai was even lower. I said you are really a brainless guy. Deidara laughed at Akai. After hearing what Deidara said, Akai also looked angry. What did you say? Say it again. After saying that, Akai just went up and punched Deidara a few more times. The corners of Yi Yu's mouth raised slightly, which was indeed in line with Akai's temper. I told Deidara, stop it when you see fit. After all, that guy named Akai is not easy to deal with. Yi Yu said calmly. Question mark question mark question mark question mark question mark. After hearing Yi Yu's words, Afei and Deidara looked over in disbelief. For a moment, it was hard to believe that a strong man like Yi Yu would one day say that someone was difficult to deal with. The most difficult person to deal with in this world is Yi Yu, okay. How dare you say that others are difficult to deal with? Especially Deidara, he was even more depressed. After all, Akai looks like a reckless man. That's right, he is a reckless man. He's just a reckless man who only knows how to yell. How could Yi Yu find it hard to deal with such a little reckless man? Etc. Doesn't Yi Yu mean that he feels that his fighting power is too weak? From beginning to end, Yi Yu meant that he was too insignificant, not that Akai was too difficult to deal with. Thinking of this, Deidara felt even more depressed. Isn't this too disrespectful? The more he thought about Deidara, the more depressed he became, so he took out the clay bomb in his hand and bombarded Akai wildly. Damn it! Don't underestimate me, Yi Yu! Deidara roared angrily. And the Akai team on the ground suffered disaster one by one. Cannonballs exploded in their faces one after another. Fortunately, Ningji has his own blood inheritance limit. Opened. His own 8 trigrams. Waves of chakra radiated from Neji's body. Deidara's bombs, after touching Neji's 8 trigrams, completely exploded one by one on the spot. The energy of the explosion directly stirred up a large amount of dust on the ground. Seeing his own bomb being killed so easily by Neji, Deidara had a look of disdain on his face. The next moment, various shurikens were released from Tiantian's hands and aimed at Deidara. Looking at everything in front of him, Deidara showed an expression of wonder. I really didn't expect that everyone in Akai's team is very powerful. So, his flying dragon flew into the sky again. Dodged the previous attack. Deidara's face finally had a look of solemnity. I never thought that one day, I would be tricked by a mere chunin. The next moment, a huge clay dragon bomb appeared from Deidara's cuffs. Deidara directly aimed this terrifying bomb at Akai and the others. The next moment, a huge flying dragon rushed over. The power this time seems to be greater than the previous bomb, so I can't reach it at all. Tiantian murmured. Neji also showed a worried expression. He could resist, but his chakra amount was very scarce. At this time, Xiaoli directly opened his 5-door state. After opening the 5-door state, Xiaoli directly possessed powerful physical skills, as if he was flying. He just rushed past Dala. The speed is extremely fast. Deidara was filled with emotion. The Filong who wants to improve himself has indeed discovered that his speed is not as fast as Xiaoli's. The next moment, Xiaoli's kick only heard a loud bang, directly hitting Deidara's body. Under the powerful force, the entire flying dragon began to slide directly from the sky. Finally, he fell heavily to the ground, and a huge hole was made on the ground. And Yi Yu was naturally affected and fell steadily from the sky. However, Ah Fei didn't have such good luck, he just fell into a dog's head and ate shit. His butt was in the air, and his head fell into the ground on the spot. Akai showed an expression of approval. Great, Xiaoli, you did a good job. Let's kill these guys at once. Akai said excitedly. And, after Xiaoli received the praise from Teacher Akai, he jumped up with excitement. Haha, Teacher Akai is praising me, I did a good job. Xiaoli said excitedly. However, when Xiaoli wanted to pull his legs out of Deidara's body, it was really strange to find that my leg cannot be pulled out. Akai and others were shocked, and went to Xiaoli's side one by one. And Deidara did suddenly appear in another place. Seeing Deidara's figure, Akai, Ningji and others were all shocked. They never thought that Deidara's clone technique would be so fast. Be careful, Xiaoli, Akai said loudly. Neji was also shocked and turned on his Byakugan. Under the observation of his Byakugan, he discovered that around Xiaoli, everywhere it's a clay bomb. These bombs may detonate at any time. This frightened Akai and others. Finally, Neji activated his Kaishin and used the powerful chakra to pop out the clay bomb from Xiaoli's body. After the clay clone fell to the ground, there was a huge explosion on the spot. After Xiaoli saw this scene, he still feels a little frightened until now. I saw my own clay bomb being cracked by Ninki and others. Dida glanced at the corner of her mouth. Yi Yu smiled slightly from the side. I said, Deidara, I told you a long time ago, be careful, these guys are not easy to deal with. Yi Yu reminded again. Said. It's so noisy, just look at it, I can kill these bastards right now. Deidara roared loudly. And, Akai's team, after seeing the reactions of Deidara and others, each of them showed fearful expressions. Akai's expression was very serious. Is this the Akatsuki organization? One person alone has made us in such trouble, everyone, be careful. Akai said seriously. Ninki, Xiaoli, Tiantian and others also showed solemn expressions. After all, they have only fought one person so far. Yi Yu and Afei who were behind Deidara, their strength, and even their abilities, they didn't know. So, their current hearts have nothing to do with them. Afterwards, Akai immediately formulated his own strategy. Under Akai's instructions, Tiantian took out his scroll and pointed it at the sky. The next moment, a flare was blown away by Tiantian. The only policy they can formulate now is to entangle Deidara, and then wait for Kakashi's support. Fortunately, Kakashi's group is also around. After releasing the flare, all they did was hold Deidara back. Now they can only pray that Kakashi's team can come over quickly to support him. At the same time, Deidara also showed an angry look. I have used so many ninjutsu, just a team from the country of fire, how can it be so difficult to deal with? The next moment Deidara did not hesitate, various clay bombs and walked directly towards the people. After Neji returned to the world, Deidara's bomb ability exploded around them again, and did not cause any harm to them. And Yi Yu was indeed unhappy. Hey, I said Deidara, your battle seems to be a bit long. Hurry up, I'm in a hurry. Yi Yu said lightly. Deidara widened his eyes, looking impatient. But there is no other way. Now I have only one method. However, my method cannot always work. So I am actually quite helpless. After hearing Yi Yu's words, Akai and others also felt the contempt in their eyes. In the eyes of the Akatsuki organization, it seems that they are not human beings worth mentioning at all. The only thing they worry about is wasting their time. Damn guy, don't be too arrogant. Akai murmured. Chapter 318 Deidara showed off and was forced to self-destruct. Deidara showed an angry look. Damn it, you guys are the arrogant ones. Deidara roared angrily. In my previous mission, I have always played the role of an audience. Now, I finally have a few little ninjas to play with me, but I didn't expect to be so difficult to deal with. Deidara felt very shameless. At this time, a Fae on the side was also lighting a fire. Senior Deidara, could you please hurry up? Otherwise, it will delay us from taking away 8 tails. A Fae said helplessly. Hearing a Fae's words, Deidara was even more furious. The next moment, a huge flying dragon bomb was released directly by Deidara. Here comes Deidara Senpai's no. 3. The terrifying flying dragon, this time, can definitely kill them all. A Fae on the side showed an excited expression. And Deidara's bomb, even Neji's 8 trigrams, can't reach it so easily. Akai and others all showed worried looks. It's bad, none of us know how to use Earth style. I'm afraid it's going to end this time. Akai showed a worried look. Deidara looked at the reactions of Akai and others. He also showed an excited expression. Ha ha ha, okay, this is what will happen if you underestimate me. This bomb can take care of you all. Go ahead, art is explosion, Deidara said excitedly. When his flying dragon arrived at its destination, Deidara squeezed his hand. The lips tremble slightly. Drink. 1 inch accompanied by this huge sound. The previous flying dragon exploded directly on the spot when it arrived at Akai's team. Rumble. A huge sound rang out, and the whole sky shook. All kinds of clods of soil were blown out by Deidara's bomb at this moment. Various ruins appeared in everyone's sight. Ha ha ha, how about it, my art? Deidara showed a sense of confidence again. Seeing what Deidara did, a Fae also showed an envious look on the side. Ha ha ha, as expected of Senior Deidara, he actually killed so many people in one breath. A Fae said excitedly. But Yi Yu still looked calm. Seeing Yi Yu's reaction, Deidara said that he was a little disappointed. But, I recovered immediately. After all, it is very rare for a strong man like Yi Yu to get recognition. I guess in the entire Akatsuki organization, only Uchiha Itachi is the one who can make Johan take a liking to him, right? Thinking of this, Deidara's mood can be said to be a little better. The next moment, Deidara picked up his clay and released his skills again. A huge flying bird appeared in front of everyone. Ha ha ha, those who come up are just some little ninjas from Konoha. I can kill them very easily, you don't have to worry. Deidara said confidently. However, something they didn't expect was yet to come. Yi Yu shook his head slightly and looked at Deidara. I said, Deidara, just don't go and see them. In case your bomb doesn't cause damage to them, it will be very troublesome. Yi Yu said lightly. After hearing Yi Yu's words, Deidara showed a disdainful expression. Ha ha ha, stop joking, Yi Yu. Single quote. How could he be okay if he was hit by my bomb? I think you should go on your way without worries, Deidara said with a smile. I am still very confident in my abilities. The next moment, just when Deidara was bragging confidently, a large number of shurikens suddenly fell from the sky, aiming at Deidara and blasting them. Seeing all kinds of shurikens, Deidara widened his eyes. Are you kidding me? The number 3 I just shot had obviously hit them. Why are they still able to attack me now? Deidara thought without a doubt. The next moment, Wawa's face was directly exposed, and then the faces of Akai, Shaoli, Ningji and others were exposed one after another. Seeing the scene in front of him, Deidara became even more depressed. The bomb he had worked so hard to release did not kill anyone. It was so embarrassing that I looked so confident just now. Deidara thought helplessly. Yi Yu also came here to touch up the damage at this time. I asked you, Deidara, whether you can do it or not. I have told you a long time ago that these people are not that easy to deal with. Yi Yu said helplessly. After all, the strength of Konoha cannot be underestimated. Among them, there is a very scary ninjutsu, the existence of 8 gates Dunjia. Such a ninjutsu, even Ban, was almost kicked out of the finale by this guy Akai. Therefore, Yi Yu feels that it is still very troublesome for this Akai. Even from the current point of view, the existence of this Akai will be more troublesome than 8 tails, 9 tails. Thinking of this, Yi Yu also frowned. Now, I am waiting to continue to gain experience. This Deidara has wasted too much time. Seeing the current scene, Neji also narrowed his eyes. I don't know why, but I feel that that guy who looks careless seems to be even more difficult to deal with than Deidara. Single quote. Just now through my Byakugan, I discovered that this guy's chakra is very special. Neji narrowed his eyes and murmured. Question mark. Chakra is very special. This is the first time for Shaoli, Tiantian and others to hear this kind of analysis. What is going on, Neji? Both of them said in confusion. And Neji also looked worried. I'm afraid that this guy has even more terrifying power. Neji said weakly. And, the even scarier thing is, I can't analyze this guy's abilities. That's because his chakra lines seem to be different from ours. Neji said calmly. After hearing Ningji's words, everyone else took a breath. In the end, it was Akai who spoke first. In this case, then, I will watch over this guy. You guys, think of a way to hold Deidara back. This young man, if he doesn't take action, it's really a blessing in misfortune. Akai murmured. After hearing Akai's words, other people started their own work one by one. After Xiao Li opened his fifth door, there was a bang, and he rushed towards Deidara. Under the power of powerful love, powerful air currents formed one after another directly behind Xiao Li. Seeing the scene in front of him, Deidara narrowed his eyes. Damn guy, I never thought that this guy would be so fast. Deidara frowned. As for Akai, the three of them launched their own attacks on Deidara at the same time. Under the powerful force, Deidara hurriedly activated his clone ability. Three terrifying forces, with powerful force, launched the most ferocious attack on Deidara's place. Under the terrible attack, Deidara's clone also activated at this moment. At the same time, Deidara activated his Earth-style ability. The next moment, his body disappeared into the enemy in just a moment. In front of him, but, disappeared directly under the ground. Seeing this scene, Xiao Li and others were all shocked. At this time, Ningji's eye roll was also turned to its most extreme state, and he spoke to the people around him. This guy uses his abilities to hide on the ground, so be careful. With Neji's answer, people around him discovered Deidara's hiding place one by one. The next moment, Xiao Li, who had opened the fifth door, was facing the ground, a heavy Konoha cyclone kick. Exclamation mark exclamation mark exclamation mark. Boom. Under the powerful force, Xiao Li directly blasted a huge hole in the ground. And, Deidara was also completely blasted out. There are still a lot of dirt on the body. Seeing everything around him, Deidara frowned. He didn't expect that he would be so easily defeated by these guys. It was blasted out. The next moment, the three of them blasted Dala again. Deidara frowned. I didn't expect that the fighting power of the three people would be so strong. It's a pity that my flying dragon has been knocked out by Xiao Li at the first time, so I keep a distance and fight. Now it is already unusable. The next moment, Deidara thought about it, and in anger, he actually activated his explosion mode. Deidara became furious and roared. Damn guys, let's die together. The next moment, Deidara's body began to grow rapidly. This scene was beyond everyone's expectations. No one thought that Deidara's temper would suddenly become so out of control. Neji, who had been watching from the side, showed a shocked look. Hurry up and remind me. Be careful, this guy Deidara, he actually turned on the self-destruct mode. According to Chakra's calculations, his self-destruction, the explosion radius reached a range of more than 10 kilometers. So, what we need to do now is to get out of here quickly. Neji roared loudly. After hearing Ningxi's words, Xiao Li, Akai and others, were all shocked in their hearts. They never thought that the Deidara in front of them was actually a ruthless character. Chapter 319 You old man, how can you self-destruct against a mere 8 gates Dunjia? As for the explosion radius of more than 10 kilometers, Akai and Xiao Li can activate their 8 gates Dunjia and escape from here quickly. However, other people, such as Tiantian, are in big trouble. After all, Tiantian's own combat effectiveness is low, and there is no special blood inheritance limit. It is undoubtedly very difficult to escape. A Fei even showed a helpless look. Deidara is a good employee of Akatsuki organization. Not only willing to work, but also very obedient. To be honest, if possible, I would rather Yu commit suicide. Now, this situation has arisen, which is something Obito never expected. I just cursed Deidara in my heart. But there is no other way. However, Fei pretended to be frightened again. Deidara senpai, what are you doing? With your powerful explosive power, I'm afraid I will also be involved. Single quote. Senior Deidara, please don't let your mind wander. Fei said loudly. Although I can't die, but I still have to do what I need to do. Yu also showed a regretful expression. In this case, Deidara died, and to be honest, I felt very sorry. So the next moment, powerful power emitted directly from Yu's body. The powerful Conqueror's haki was directly suppressed on Deidara's body. Before, Deidara's body was unable to do anything under Yu's suppression. His whole face was suppressed red, but I can't make any movement. Deidara also showed a very confused look. I knew that Yu was powerful, but I really didn't expect that Yu's fighting power would be so powerful. He was actually able to use his own chakra to directly suppress himself. Even his own moves were difficult to release for a while. Deidara's eyes widened, even though he was holding it in until his face turned red, but he still couldn't release his self-destruction ninjutsu. Xiao Li, Akai and others also breathed a sigh of relief. After all, they don't like this kind of life for life. It would be fine if I exchanged my life with a powerful opponent. In order to arrest several members of the Akatsuki organization, Akai, Xiao Li and others thought that it was not that time yet. Deidara's complaint came directly. Damn it, don't stop me, Yu. Art is explosion, do you understand? Single quote. I must blow up these bastards. Deidara said angrily. Yi Yu showed a helpless expression. Deidara, stop fooling around. Single quote single quote. To deal with some mere ninja teams in Konoha, just use self-destruction. Aren't you too inferior? Yi Yu shook his head helplessly. He said with a wry smile. A Fae on the side saw Deidara's life being saved by Yi Yu. He also showed excited eyes. After all, he needed Deidara to continue to work for him. Now is not the time for Deidara to die. The next moment, Deidara was awakened by Yi Yu's words. Yes, I was just dealing with some little ninjas from Konoha. I was actually forced to release my ultimate art. I really didn't think of this. The next moment, Deidara finally regained his sanity a little bit. Seeing Deidara calm down, Yi Yu also slowly showed his own smile. Then, step by step, I walked towards Akai's group. I'm optimistic about Deidara, although it may be a little troublesome. However, in order to go back quickly to complete the extraction of 8 tails, and capture the 9 tails at the same time. As for the mission, I have no choice but to play with them. Yi Yu said lightly. Although Yi Yu's tone sounded normal, but, the powerful sense of oppression did not allow people to question it. Just as Yi Yu was walking ahead of everyone step by step, the other people also fell back several steps one by one. I don't know why, but facing this young man Yi Yu, these experienced ninjas, one by one felt huge oppression. This is an existence that they could not feel before anyway. A ninja can suppress them to this point just by his momentum. Especially Akai, who had never known fear, actually felt fear for the first time. It was still a young man, so Akai still very shocking. You guys, you must be careful. This kid, he seems to be different from any opponent we have encountered before. Akai said with emotion. Neji also widened his eyes and murmured. Yes, everyone must be careful. Single quote single quote. Let me say it again, this man's chakra is different from any of us. Neji said again. The other ninjas also showed serious expressions. Deidara, just watch from behind. Yi Yu said calmly. Deidara originally wanted to continue to say a few words, but a Fae stopped Deidara directly. Senior Deidara, at this moment, we should stop talking. After all, we are no match for that group of people. Ah Fae murmured. Deidara felt even more depressed after hearing this. The next moment, the powerful Conqueror's giant fist appeared directly from Yi Yu's head. Seeing the scene in front of him, Neji's eyes widened. Arrived. This special chakra. Everyone, be careful. If that chakra is hit, it feels like it could kill us at any time. Neji said in surprise. Akai and others, although they don't have Neji's Byakugan, but their fighting instincts clearly feel Yi Yu's powerful oppression. One by one, they stepped back. The next moment, Yi Yu's Conqueror's giant fist was aimed at everyone and hit them with a bang. Under the powerful force, the surrounding air became filled with sparks due to Yi Yu's terrifying Conqueror's giant fist. After doing all this, a smile appeared on Yi Yu's lips. He has great power, and this blow will definitely knock all these people unconscious. Boom! Conqueror's giant fist hit the ground hard. With such powerful force, the entire ground was shaken violently. The next moment, a huge pit suddenly appeared in front of everyone. The huge pit seems to be several thousand meters deep. Seeing everything in front of them, Deidara, a Fae, and others were once again deeply shocked by Yi Yu's ability. Without comparison, there is no harm. Deidara has been unable to kill the enemy directly, and is even being restrained by the enemy. In front of Yi Yu, just such a casual blow has been solved. On the other side, Akai, Xiaoli and others all showed shocked expressions. They never thought that their fighting power would be so vulnerable in front of Yi Yu. The people around them all showed shocked expressions. Afterwards, Xiaoli showed a very shocked expression. That was because Wawa fainted heavily under this blow. Layers of sweat showed on Akai's face. Although I also know that Wawa's fighting power is not enough in front of so many people, she is the weakest existence, but I also know that Wawa's fighting power is not weak in Konoha. When an enemy is completely killed with just one blow. This is really the first time I have encountered this situation. Wawa, Xiaoli shouted loudly, but there was no way, Yi Yu's pressure was too terrifying. Wawa was directly being pinned down. And, Ningji at this time, also slowly walked out of the huge pothole. Seeing Wawa being beaten unconscious and wrapped in a skirt, she showed a surprised expression. I didn't expect that Wawa actually passed out, Neji said, squinting his eyes. The next moment, Akai also walked out and looked around. The reason why Neji was able to escape from the past was entirely because Neji activated his 8 trigrams. He was going to die. And Xiaoli also activated his 8 gates Dunjia, but he was the only ninja who did not have the ability to activate it, but he also recovered his injuries. Send Wawa behind you first, and we'll try our best to wait for Kakashi's arrival. Akai said seriously. At the same time, a pair of eyes looked at Yi Yu, and looked up and down. Now, maybe it's time for me to activate that move. Akai's face showed a determined look. Now, in front of such a powerful enemy like Yi Yu, his subordinates will undoubtedly be attacked by Yi Yu. And these subordinates are all his favorite subordinates. For them, Akai would rather give his own life. I have been waiting for Kakashi's arrival, maybe I can still fight. Akai planned this in his heart. Xiao Li on the side showed a worried expression. Teacher Akai, Xiao Li murmured, are you going to use that trick too? Will you lose? Xiao Li murmured, I have heard that once the 8 gates Dunjia is activated to the 8th gate, you will lose your life, so Xiao Li is quite worried about his teacher Kai. After hearing what Xiao Li said, Akai showed a confident smile. Ha ha ha, Xiao Li, don't worry, teacher Kai, I haven't reached that far yet. Chapter 320 Facing Akai's team, directly summon the thunder. Akai murmured that he was still very confident about his 8 gates Dunjia. After all, he is Kakashi's opponent. Before that guy Kakashi fell, before he defeated that guy Kakashi, I didn't want to give up my life just like that. However, naturally, Akai's heart is even more hopeful that Yi Yu's combat effectiveness is not strong. Only in this case, he will not be able to open the 8 gates. Akai, after a rough calculation, maybe he can kill this guy Yi Yu as long as he opens the 7th door. Although Yi Yu is very strong, if he activates the 8 gates Dunjia. As long as Yi Yu, a boy like him, can fight with me. I will feel confident. If you can kill this boy Yi Yu at the 7th door. It's just that, this time Akai seems to have miscalculated. Akai didn't analyze Yi Yu's combat effectiveness at all. Neji also started his own analysis. Now facing such a powerful opponent as Yi Yu, I'm afraid it will be difficult for me to continue observing him. I have to start my own attack. I hope other people, such as Deidara, will not take action. Otherwise, this something big is really going to happen this time. Neji said analytically. And Xiao Li also made an attack move. With the blow just now, if I hadn't directly activated my 8 gates armor, I'm afraid my fate would be the same as Wawa's, and I would just explain it here. Therefore, Xiao Li was still very shocked. Neji's analysis was not wrong at all. The enemy in front of him was definitely different from any enemy he had encountered before. Xiao Li analyzed this. Well then, let's attack together. Without any reason, Akai murmured. If I hesitate a little bit, then it is very likely that I will explain it here like others. Facing a powerful opponent like Yi Yu, I naturally didn't dare to be careless at all. The next moment, Akai took the lead in launching his own attack. When the 8 gates Dunjia was activated to the 6th level, Akai's body turned out to be strange. There was a lot of sweat. These were not ordinary sweats, but the sweat of youth. This is how a man should look, fully displaying his youth. The next moment, sure enough, Akai's attack lasted only an instant, and he had already rushed in front of Yi Yu. Seeing this scene, Deidara was immediately stunned. He never thought. This guy who looked like an unattractive guy, this guy with thick eyebrows. The speed is so fast. Without the slightest hesitation, Deidara also activated his own flying dragon at the next moment. Shi Zhang, who had no other thoughts, was just afraid of a fight. If this thick eyebrow gave him a direct blow, then he wouldn't have suffered a huge loss. Ah Fei saw the scene in front of him and hurriedly sat on it. Senior Deidara also asked me to sit on it. This battle was simply too terrifying. Single quote. I really didn't expect that strange guy with thick eyebrows, his combat power could reach such a powerful level. Ah Fei murmured. The next moment, Xiao Li was not idle either. He had teacher Akai's unique skills, so his speed was almost the same. In an instant, he rushed over. On the other hand, Neji's speed is relatively slow, but although Neji's speed is slow, he has super long-range attacks. In an instant, Yi Yu released a piece of his family's unique secret book. A powerful 8 trigrams punch came from the air. I felt all kinds of attacks. Deidara was in the sky, which was a direct reminder. Yi Yu, do you need my help? If so, you must keep silent. Deidara murmured. The corners of Yi Yu's mouth curved slightly. If you want to help, I think it's better to forget it, Deidara, after all. Before, you guy didn't take any advantage in the previous battle. Yi Yu murmured. This sentence gave Deidara another half-death. A Fei on the side was still laughing and mocking. Deidara, who was depressed, just gave a Fei a fatal scissor kick. In this way, a Fei, a little more honest. On the battlefield, Yi Yu's battle was going on fiercely. In just a blink of an eye, 3 attacks from Akai and others were already in front of Hungry Yeyu. There was a hint of ridicule on Yi Yu's lips. His own defense, unless Akai opens his 8th gates, may be able to be barely shaken. With this level of attack, I have really been underestimated. Yi Yu murmured his thoughts. And Akai, Xiao Li and others who didn't know the situation all showed excited eyes. They thought that their speed it was so fast that Yi Yu and Ben didn't react. Teacher Akai, come on. Xiao Li said excitedly. You too, Xiao Li will go all out and kill Yi Yu directly. Akai said excitedly. Neji, who was behind them, also showed a happy face. Looking at it this way, if Deidara didn't take action, maybe Kakashi before the team's support arrives, they can kill this guy named Yi Yu. As everyone knows, facing their attacks, Yi Yu didn't take them seriously at all. Boom. 1. The powerful force finally hit Yi Yu's Conqueror's defensive shield. The whole ground was stirred up a lot of dust. Akai's fist hit Yi Yu's Conqueror's defensive shield, and then he showed a surprised expression. Xiao Li on the side, the surprised expression in his heart at this time, can only be more exaggerated than Akai. He never thought that the power of his 8 gates Dunjia could not break through Yi Yu's defense. What kind of thing, what kind of ninjutsu, can be so powerful? Akai thought in his heart. At the same time, I completely regarded Yi Yu as a monster in my heart. Being able to withstand the powerful attack of his 8 gates armor, not even Gaara can do it. Could this Yi Yu, a member of the Akatsuki organization, really be a monster? Akai murmured in thought. As for Xiao Li, he used his 8 gates Dunjia to release his fists. At this moment, he felt something incredible. My powerful fist attack, but now, was forcefully rebounded by Yi Yu's conquerors, causing the blood to flow out. How powerful is this? Neji, who was behind them, had activated the power of his Byakugan, but he had not yet reached the depth of Yi Yu. But he could already clearly feel that his attack, and even Teacher Akai's attack is completely useless against the person in front of him. This is a terrible thing. And the next moment, the thunder fruit in Yi Yu's body activates. The powerful thunder fruit, combined with his conqueror's ability, appeared in everyone's sight. Rumble, rumble, the entire sky, under the perception of Yi Yu's powerful power, was directly filled with lightning and thunder. Dark clouds appeared one after another. All kinds of thick lightning appeared. Every lightning seemed to want to completely smash the world to pieces. Seeing everything in front of him, Akai opened his mouth, and showed an incredible expression. Xiao Li also widened his eyes, looking exaggerated. Neji frowned even more tightly, with a look of disbelief on his face. The guy named Yi Yu in front of me, could he be a rebellious ninja from the Kingdom of Thunder? I have heard that the ninjas of the Kingdom of Thunder love their country very much. There is no such thing as betraying one's own country. Nowadays, the powerful lightning style ability displayed by Yi Yu really makes him doubt that maybe, the guy in front of him, is Lei. Ninjas who defected from the country. Otherwise, who can guarantee that this guy Yi Yu? What is the reason why he has such a terrifying lightning style ability? On the other side, Kakashi also immediately felt the terrifying thunder and lightning released by Yi Yu. He also widened his eyes. There is no other reason. I am also a lightning-style ninja. Therefore, I know how beautiful and powerful Yi Yu's lightning level is. My original Reikiri. The reason why I am well known to people in this world is because of my powerful lightning-style talent. I originally thought that there wouldn't be many lightning ninjutsu in this world that could be stronger than myself. But, I really didn't expect that today, I would see such a terrifying power of thunder and lightning. Even, it is no exaggeration to say that this guy who released the power of thunder and lightning, his power of lightning is many times stronger than his own. It's not on the same dimensional level at all. The other members of the Kakashi group also saw such a shocking scene, and their mouths opened up one by one. They couldn't believe such a scene. Can humans really change the climate of the entire sky? Who did this? Naruto showed an incredible expression, his lips kept trembling. Kakashi-sensei, is anyone really that powerful? Naruto said in disbelief. Chapter 321 Kakashi, that person is too strong, hurry up and support Akai. Kakashi narrowed his eyes, showing a very surprised expression. Although I don't want to believe it, but the facts are right in front of me. Single quote. I think we'd better speed up. Otherwise, I think there may be huge trouble on Akai's side, Kakashi said worriedly. After Sai heard this, although his face was expressionless, but it was also the first time that he felt deeply what shock was. Sakura on the side was so frightened that her face turned pale. This is the first time I have encountered a being with more terrifying combat power than Mr. Kakashi. I never thought that the people here would be so terrifying. Is this the scary thing about Akatsuki organization? With only a mere manpower, the entire sky was affected, thus directly triggering the sky thunder. Even Sakura was doubtful for a time. Is this really true? It was done by humans, it's terrible. Kakashi's team also realized the seriousness of the problem and accelerated their speed one by one. Each of them is very worried about the safety of Akai's team. On the way, Naruto also showed a surprised expression. Jiraiya before, but he once said that he would investigate the organization. Looking at it now, the Akatsuki organization can be so powerful, his own Jiraiya-sensei, could he be in danger? This is really hard to say. Thinking of this, Naruto's eyes became more serious. At the same time, Naruto also had the idea that he would be in berserk mode. There is no way, this kind of ninja who can change the surrounding climate with just one ninjutsu in battle, is really terrifying. This makes I have to guard against. Naruto narrowed his eyes and murmured. The next moment, Ming accelerated his speed and shuttled continuously through the dense forest area. Where Akai's team is, the fighting is still going on. You are actually a ninja who defected from the Kingdom of Thunder. But, why didn't I know that the Kingdom of Thunder still has a person like you who is not the best? Single quote. Akai also discovered the problem and murmured. The corners of Yi Yu's mouth raised slightly, and the surrounding lightning did not become distracted by Yi Yu's words, thus affecting the ability of the Thunder Fruit. HMPH. My abilities are not limited to thunder and lightning. Just from the thunder and lightning alone, it can be concluded that I am a ninja from the land of thunder. Akai, you are really a rare beast. Ha ha ha, Yi Yu said with a smile. Question mark question mark question mark. After hearing Yi Yu's words, Akai and Xiao Li were so shocked that they broke into cold sweat. If what Yi Yu said is true, that means an even more terrifying thing. That is, the strength Yi Yu has shown is still not the strongest at the moment. They still haven't seen Yi Yu's true combat power. This is very troublesome. The next moment, there was no hesitation. Yi Yu was too lazy to continue explaining to these people. After all, his combat power was so powerful. If everyone had to ask himself clearly about his abilities. Really, I can't even explain it to Jack Ma in the Year of the Monkey. Instead of explaining to his opponents one by one, Yi Yu felt that constantly releasing his moves during the battle was a kind of silent explanation. Therefore, the powerful power of thunder and lightning, at this moment, made a loud bang, and was blasted out from Yi Yu's body. Rumble, rumble, the powerful force, under Yi Yu's summons, rushed towards everyone. Under the powerful force, the power of lightning reached its extreme, almost in an instant. Thunder and lightning struck everyone around them. Rumble, bolts of lightning fell around Akai and the others. Thunder's speed is even faster. Xiao Li and Akai's 8 gates Dunjia speed were activated to the extreme. They stared at the thunder and lightning in the sky and began to dodge hard. Although Neji does not have the speed of Xiao Li, he has the blood inheritance limit, and also activates his absolute defense. It's just that the powerful thunder and lightning power is really too powerful. Under the influence of 100 million volts of lightning, Neji's chakra was absolutely defensive every time it was struck, and was almost blown away. A trace of blood appeared directly from the corner of Neji's mouth. Only by opening his chakra to the extreme can he barely maintain his absolute defense. Boom. Under the powerful force, Neji's absolute defense also showed flaws. Neji's eyes widened. Feeling the thunder and lightning attack in the sky, he was numb. I didn't expect that there are such terrifying lightning attacks in this world. Moreover, the even more terrifying thing is that this thunder and lightning attack is actually so terrifying. The power of thunder and lightning alone, actually. My defensive shield was split open. Neji said in disbelief. However, just after saying these words, the next moment, a powerful thunder and lightning attack was already coming. A large amount of thunder and lightning hit Neji's body, and his abilities completely exploded. Under the terrifying power, Neji's body kept shaking. In the end, after trembling non-stop, Neji couldn't stand it any longer. His 8 trigrams were shattered by Yi Yu's thunder and lightning easily, and his whole body couldn't help it. Trembling, and finally fell down. Seeing Ningqi fall down, Xiao Li had an exaggerated expression on his face. But now he couldn't protect himself. Relying on his strong speed, Xiao Li kept dodging Yi Yu's attacks. Finally, a terrifying thunder and lightning hit Xiao Li's body. Rumble. Under the powerful force, Xiao Li also felt that his body seemed to be out of control, and was trembling constantly. Akai on the side showed a surprised expression when he saw Xiao Li. Ningji, Xiao Li. Akai roared loudly. Xiao Li, but with the 8 gates Dunjia activated, it is no exaggeration to say that Xiao Li now, even if he were to capture a low-level tailed beast. He was able to do it all, but in the end, he was beaten like this by Yi Yu's lightning. All this is enough to show how powerful Yi Yu is. Xiao Li, you must hold on. Akai said loudly. After hearing what teacher Akai said, Xiao Li gradually began to have his own memories. It is really not easy to imagine myself for so many years. Teacher Akai can at least use his own ninjutsu, but as for himself, he can't even use the most basic ninjutsu. If it hadn't been for teacher Akai's encouragement, I would have already been intermediary in my ninja path, even the most basic. Genin can't even do it. Along the way, I finally learned the 8 gates Dunjia. That's teacher Akai, his unique skill. Such a powerful ninjutsu, a person who doesn't know how to use ninjutsu, actually learned it. However, now, I have opened the 5th gate, but I still cannot resist the evil Akatsuki organization, even if it. Just one hit. Thinking of this, Xiao Li felt that all his years of hard work seemed to be in vain. Angry Xiao Li is unwilling to give in. After hearing teacher Akai's call, the next moment, Xiao Li directly opened his 6th door. 6th. Open. With Xiao Li's roar, the energy in his body was at its most powerful at this moment. Like a Super Saiyan, Xiao Li felt that at this moment, his body was full of energy. The next moment, Xiao Li's speed reached the extreme, and he rushed towards Yi Yu. Towards the peacock. The next moment, Xiao Li rushed out of Yi Yu's thunder and lightning. Launched his own attack on Yi Yu. Seeing this scene of Xiao Li, everyone around them showed surprise. Akai saw Xiao Li's performance and his eyes widened. I never thought that this guy Xiao Li, he would actually be able to open the 6th door now. And, more importantly, Xiao Li also directly learned the 6th gate's special skill. Chao Peacock. Seeing this scene, Akai looked pleased. This is youth, Li. That's it, roar, kill these members of the Akatsuki organization at once. Akai said excitedly. Hearing Teacher Akai's praise, Xiao Li's mood surged directly into his heart at this moment. Teacher Akai, I will prove it to you. I must kill this terrifying opponent in front of me. In order to prove myself, I must do it, Xiao Li said excitedly. Seeing Xiao Li's performance, Deidara showed an unimaginable expression. Those thousands of flames, what's going on? I originally thought that Xiao Li was just a simple-minded guy with well-developed limbs. I didn't expect that Xiao Li could possess such a powerful ninjutsu. This really gave Deidara a big surprise. Afei on the side also showed a shocked expression. As a ninja of Konoha, he has naturally heard of the title of Konoha's Blue Beast. Now, I really didn't expect that Xiao Li, a chunin, would actually learn this trick. It seems that 8 Gates Dunjia, this ninjutsu, has a successor. Chapter 322 Deidara. My enemy is so difficult to deal with, but Yu casually destroys me. However, although in the eyes of others, Xiao Li's move is very powerful. However, in front of Yu, it was indeed not enough. If it was Akai, it would be fine if he used his own trick. After all, Akai's normal combat power has reached the level of Jonin. You must know, 8 Gates Dungeon, this ninjutsu, has its own power limit. It will determine the level of 8 Gates Dungeon after it is activated according to the user's strength. Therefore, this has great requirements on a ninja's daily combat effectiveness. Moreover, Akai can also open the 8th Gate's Gate of Death. And, as for Xiao Li, it doesn't matter that his usual combat effectiveness is low. What's more important is that, let alone the 8th Gates, even an ordinary 7 Gates cannot be opened by Xiao Li. Therefore, for Xiao Li's breakthrough, Yu can only say, I'm sorry, I'm very sorry. Yu showed a helpless look. To be honest, Xiao Li, you are very inspirational. I admire you very much, but unfortunately, your opponent is me. Sometimes, you don't have to work harder to surpass a genius, especially a genius like me. Yu murmured. After hearing Yu's words, Xiao Li clearly showed an expression of disbelief. No, hard work is also a kind of genius, I will definitely defeat you. Xiao Li roared loudly. The next moment, Xiao Li activated his abilities to the extreme. Like a green lightning, Xiao Li rushed over in just a blink of an eye. The various flames on the body never stopped. 8 Gates Dunjia, once the 6th gate is opened, the energy in one's body can be blasted out with every punch. To the point of hitting a cow in the air, the flames blasted out are exactly the power generated by the friction between Xiao Li's iron fist and the air. Powerful power, just like a peacock spreading its tail. Therefore, this move is also called the peacock. Above the sky, various flame bombs were rushing towards Yu. Seeing this scene, Yu just raised the corners of his mouth slightly. These abilities may be very powerful in the eyes of secular people, but in front of you, these abilities are simply not worth mentioning. Without the slightest fear, he was directly facing Xiao Li's attack, and walked over step by step. Seeing this scene, Xiao Li was immediately stunned. Was his attack so ignored? This is a move that I would rather release than to strain my muscles and cause all kinds of damage to my body. Why, now, to Yu, this man, it seems that his tricks are just like a joke. Hateful. The more I thought about it, the more Xiao Li felt like I was taking advantage of it. This is a trick that I learned with great difficulty. It proves my existence and proves that I can also become an excellent ninja. However, now, the man in front of me has chosen to ignore. This feeling made Xiao Li feel humiliated at this moment. As a result, Xiao Li continued to increase his swing speed, punch after punch after punch. It is inevitable that he must prove his strength in front of Yu. How about letting those who usually look down on themselves take a good look at their own fighting capabilities? Rumble, rumble. Due to Xiao Li's stubborn character, streaks of flame struck directly near Yu. The powerful force affected a small river nearby. The previous river was affected by Xiao Li's peacock, and due to the influence of Xiao Li's powerful heat, it directly became a river. A dry river. A large amount of water vapor kept coming out from behind Yu. Xiao Li, who had done all this, was extremely excited. However, something happened that I never expected. That is, Yu really was not affected in any way. Instead, he walked straight out. Without the slightest surprise, Yu's Conqueror's defensive shield naturally withstood Xiao Li's attack very easily. After Xiao Li released this move, his breathing was very rapid. Xiao Li also breathed a heavy sigh of relief. Fortunately, all my attacks just hit the enemy, Xiao Li said lightly. This time, even if I can't kill this arrogant guy, I'm afraid I can still seriously injure this guy. Xiao Li murmured. However, when Yu's figure appeared in front of Xiao Li intact again, Xiao Li was completely stunned. Question mark question mark question mark question mark question mark. Seeing the scene in front of him, Xiao Li's head was filled with question marks. Why, I had clearly hit Yu just now. However, Yu asked why he walked out of his attack so easily. Xiao Li's heart was full of excitement. He himself never thought that such a terrifying blow would be the most powerful blow he could learn in so many years. But looking at it now, it seems that it has no effect on Yu at all. The feeling of despair appears in Xiao Li's heart from time to time. Even my body started to tremble. You guy is a monster, right? Xiao Li murmured. I also felt this way during my first Chunin exam. The person I had feelings for at the beginning was Casecage from the land of sand. Gara. Now, I really didn't expect that after so many years, the members of the Akatsuki organization once again gave me this feeling. And, at the same time, Xiao Li's body was also affected by the side effects of 8 Gates Dunjia just now. At this time, his muscles were very sore. Xiao Li, it took a lot of willpower to even stand here. And Yi Yu was like a devil, walking towards Xiao Li step by step. This left an indelible mark on Xiao Li's heart. Akai saw Xiao Li's attack, and did not leave much damage to Yi Yu. Looking at the people he brought with him, Wawa fainted. Neji was so struck by lightning that he couldn't stand up. And his beloved disciple, Xiao Li, was also stunned by Yi Yu's terrifying defense. He had no defense at all, and was destroyed by Xiao Li. I have seen a lot of enemies, and I even saw a shadow-level strongman back then. However, none of these people brought such terrifying oppression to themselves like Yi Yu. His own subordinates, such as Neji, have actually reached cage-level strength. And Xiao Li, after activating his 8 Gates Dunjia, he can definitely reach the shadow level. But despite this, in front of Yi Yu, they did execute a move. They all looked very embarrassed. It seems that even if he opens his 6th gate and opens his own peacock, he won't be able to cause too much harm to Yi Yu. Now, if I want to hold Yi Yu back, I can only try to open my 7th gate first. So Akai, without any hesitation, directly opened his 7th door. Powerful power continues to flow from Akai's body. Akai's body, the sweat stains on his body, and even because the energy in Akai's body was so powerful, that it was directly evaporated after it appeared. So, on Akai's body, something like an energy group appeared, located behind Akai. It looked very cool. Xiao Li, step back, this guy in front of you, is too powerful. And you, the guy named Shi Yu, I don't think it's possible for you to attack my beloved disciple. Akai roared for a while. The corners of Yi Yu's mouth twitched for a while, good guy. No wonder Akai's nemesis Kisame would say that Akai is a rare beast, and he was convinced by such a rubbish memory. But whatever, Akai, although his usual memory is very stretched, but when facing a truly strong person, his memory will become better. Seeing all this, Didera in the sky also showed a surprised expression. Yi Yu, how could it be so easy to deal with these teams? In fact, I feel that when dealing with Raikage, Yi Yu's strength was much greater than it is now. Didera said depressedly. After all, in Didera's view, if he was allowed to capture 8 tails, he still had to win. Therefore, it would be very difficult for me to face Akai's group. So at the very least, Yi Yu must use more power than to capture 8 tails. But, looking at it now, I have obviously tried my best. But what about Yi Yu? Still acting like nothing is happening. This made Didera feel very depressed. Could it be that his fighting ability is so low? Didera felt extremely helpless. And, at this time, Afei continued to activate his taunting mode. I say, Didera-senpai, you are so incompetent. In front of you, the guys you have never been able to defeat. In front of Senior Yi Yu, they were completely defeated after just a few rounds. And what's even more unexpected is that Senior Yi Yu seems to have barely taken any action, and has already. It's almost done. Ah Fei murmured. Chapter 323 Forcing Akai to open the 7 doors. After hearing Afei's words, he opened up his scars again. Didera's heart was even more depressed to the extreme. However, now that I am facing Ah Fei's ridicule, I really have no way to refute. On the battlefield, Akai opened his abilities to the 7-door state. Facing Yi Yu, I really had no choice. If I don't activate my 7th man, I'm afraid that before Kakashi comes over, my group will have been killed directly by Yi Yu, this terrifying pervert. And Xiao Li, after getting help from Akai, also showed a difficult expression. Teacher Akai, Xiao Li said guiltily. I originally thought that I had opened my 6th gate, so I had to let Yi Yu have a taste of my own power, or at least get hurt. But, I never thought that I would be so inferior. Akai naturally noticed Xiao Li's thoughts. Akai started to comfort Xiao Li directly. Li, it's not your fault. If I were to blame, I can only blame the guy in front of me for being too powerful. It's not even an exaggeration to say that even if it's my words. I opened the current 7th door, I may not be able to defeat this kid. Akai said very seriously. After hearing Akai's words, Xiao Li's eyes widened. He really didn't expect that this mission would be so difficult. Even if Teacher Akai opens his own 7 gates, he may not be able to win. Could it be that we want Teacher Akai to open his 8th gates? Thinking of this, Xiao Li fell silent, and finally, slowly spoke. Teacher Akai. Xiao Li looked at Akai and said. If the 8th gates is opened, maybe Teacher Akai's life will be decided here. Feeling Xiao Li's thoughts, Akai showed his big eyes to Xiao Li, a typical signature move. He raised his thumb, and his white teeth also reflected a white light. Don't worry, Xiao Li, Teacher Akai is very powerful, Akai said confidently. Hearing Teacher Akai's comforting words, Xiao Li clenched his fist tightly. Teacher Akai faced a powerful existence like Yi Yu, but he might risk his own life here. And, as for myself, because of my little setback, I got so depressed and thunderous. It really shouldn't have happened. Thinking of this, Xiao Li also retreated. At the same time, Xiao Li did everything he could, that is, arranging Tiantian and Ningqi to a safe place. Fortunately, although the Akatsuki organization is very powerful, they all seem to be quite arrogant. Yi Yu said that one person would kill them, but Didera and Afe, the two members of the Akatsuki organization, really did not take any action. If Didera and the others also follow Yi Yu, there is no doubt that their situation will be even worse now. Therefore, Xiao Li did the only thing he could do now, pulling Tiantian and Ningqi to a safe position after all. Seeing what Xiao Li did, Akai gave Xiao Li a thumbs up again. Well done, Li. In this case, Teacher Kai will have nothing to worry about. Akai didn't forget to continue to encourage Xiao Li. Xiao Li also had tears in his eyes, looking at Teacher Kai, and finally cheered for Kai. Teacher Kai, you have to work hard. I'm waiting for you to come back victorious. Xiao Li said excitedly. The real battle begins. Seeing Xiao Li and Akai's deep love for master and apprentice, Yi Yu also showed a helpless expression. How do you make yourself look like a big bad guy? So, Yi Yu was still very depressed inside. Akai watched Yi Yu's arrival. With no worries, he also started his own attack. First, he made a tentative attack on Yi Yu. I saw that Akai's speed reached the extreme after opening the 7 doors. But behind him, there were figures one after another, rushing towards Yi Yu. The powerful force, on his fist, spreads shadow after shadow in the air. The next moment, without the slightest warning, he rushed in front of Yi Yu. Didera in the sky, looked at the battle on the ground and opened his mouth wide. I really didn't expect that this guy with thick eyebrows could have such terrifying fighting power. A person, after activating a taijutsu ninjutsu, can actually improve to this level. Didera knew very well in his heart that even if he faced an opponent of Akai's level, when Akai attacked him with such an attack that was almost at the speed of light, at that time, it is impossible to avoid it no matter what. There is no way. Akai's speed is really too fast, so fast that even when he is looking down from the sky, for a moment, it is difficult to notice Akai's trajectory. All he saw were the afterimages of Akai. It is said that the ninjas of the Kingdom of Thunder are the fastest among the major countries, but now that we see it, they are still the fastest among the Hokage. The country becomes stronger. Turns out to be just a mere Jonin, can actually explode with such terrifying combat power and such terrifying speed. Even the shadow of the Kingdom of Thunder is not fast enough in front of Akai. Therefore, Didera looked very shocked. At the same time, Afe also noticed Akai's speed. Obito, who was under the mask, narrowed his eyes. To be honest, Akai's move was created by second Hokage. It's very restrained for the Uchiha clan. At such a fast speed, not to mention that he was unable to form seals, what was even more terrifying was that, even if he was aware of Akai's movement trajectory, but his own the body is indeed unable to react as it should. So, there is still no way. It is estimated that he only awakened Kamui himself, otherwise the ordinary Uchiha would be really helpless when facing Akai. On the battlefield, Akai's attack had already hit Yi Yu's body. Under the terrifying force, the fists he punched out created ripples one after another in the air. At this moment, the space was shattered. The powerful force blasted past Yi Yu's face. Boom. Boom. With powerful sounds one after another, Akai's fist struck Yi Yu's body. However, as expected, Akai's attack did not break through Yi Yu's defense. Instead, it hit Yi Yu's Conqueror's barrier hard. Feeling the pain in his fist, Akai also narrowed his eyes. I never thought that Yi Yu's defense power would be so terrifying. Originally, he had thought that his attack would not break through Yi Yu's defense. However, he really did not expect that his attack would be an attack after opening the 7 gates. After just touching Yi Yu's defense lightly, even 1 millimeter further away, it was already impossible. This made Akai feel very depressed. At the same time, he once again had his own accurate analysis of Yi Yu's strength. Yi Yu's strength far exceeded his expectations, which he had not expected. However, Akai, who was unwilling to give up, felt that Yi Yu's terrifying defense must have his own weaknesses. So he kept launching his own attacks around Yi Yu. He wanted to find the weakest point, and thus open a breakthrough of his own. Around Yi Yu, because Akai's speed was so fast, even around Yi Yu, there were tornadoes one after another. When Akai threw hundreds of punches, Yi Yu's Conqueror's defense shield was almost pushed aside, everywhere. But, in the end, they still couldn't find where Yi Yu's Conqueror's defense shield was, it was even weaker. Akai was immediately confused. He never thought that Yi Yu had released such a powerful ninjutsu and consumed so much chakra in the battle just now. It actually has a lot of energy and can protect its own chakra, forming a huge barrier. This amount of chakra is amazing, right? Kai, at the same time, he also thought of what Neji said to his group before, that is, the difference between Yi Yu's chakra and others. If you think about it now, maybe, one of the differences is that Yi Yu's chakra feels a bit endless. Akai is still very afraid of all this. Deidara and others who were in the sky saw this scene, and all of them smiled. Huh, don't you really think that you can break through Yi Yu's defense with just your fists? We have seen Yi Yu's defense with our own eyes. Even the tailed beast bullets are helpless against Yi Yu's defense. So what can your mere punch do? A Fei said with a smile. Xiao Li saw such a scene. Facing Teacher Akai, whom he was thinking about, he showed a worried look. Teacher Akai, you must work hard. And just when Akai finished unleashing his attack on Yi Yu. Exclamation mark. Chapter 324 Johu was beaten to death. Yi Yu is not idle either. Directly facing Akai, he launched his own attack. The powerful Conqueror's Haki, combined with his own magma ability. Just hit Akai. Akai looked up and saw a huge fist appearing in the sky. This fist, all around him was made of magma. It looks very oppressive. It can even be said that within Akai's field of vision, the entire sky was completely black. The reason was Yi Yu's attack, Conqueror's magma fist. Unexpectedly the entire sky was covered. Under the huge shadow, Xiao Li widened his eyes and shouted loudly at Akai. Teacher Akai, be careful, you must be careful, Xiao Li said very worriedly. Faced with such a terrible attack, Akai opened his eyes wide. It's too late to escape now. That's because this attack is not only powerful, but even more terrifying. The attack speed is also extremely fast. This is the most terrifying thing. It's too late. Hateful, Akai murmured. Now, facing such a terrifying attack from Yi Yu. Now Akai has only one way left. That is the unique skill of opening his seventh gate, Day Tiger. Fighting violence with violence, relying on his own powerful strength, to face this powerful attack in front of him is to give him a head-on collision. Without the slightest hesitation, Akai tried his best to adjust his breathing. The next moment, a terrifying force also appeared from Akai's fist. These terrifying powers, under the guidance of Akai's ability, turned into a white tiger. Based on this move, Akai gave him a very impressive name. That's the Day Tiger. A white tiger was summoned out of thin air by Akai. Facing Yi Yu, he roared for a while. Seeing this scene, Deidara widened his eyes. Oh my god, I can't believe that guy with thick eyebrows, he can actually release such a terrifying ninjutsu. Deidara said in disbelief. I never thought that a taijutsu form of ninja would possess this kind of ninjutsu. But Obito inside the mask didn't think so. He knew Akai's trick. This move is called 8 Gates Dunjia. The white tiger released was not made of chakra at all. But, the terrifying moves composed of the physical skills and sweat in Akai's body. This move is not made up of chakra at all. At the same time, this move can easily confuse your opponent. Xiao Li saw the scene in front of him and swallowed a few mouthfuls of his own saliva. This is my first time seeing this move. I heard my teacher Akai say before. The power of this move is very powerful. Even, Mr. Akai once said that this move is as powerful as a tailed beast bullet. Therefore, Xiao Li still agrees with teacher Akai's attack in his heart. Yes, that's it, teacher Akai, just kill this, damn Yi Yu in one go. Xiao Li roared. My heart was filled with excitement. Roar. Youth. At this moment, the energy in Akai's body felt like it was going to explode. The energy in his hand was aimed at Yi Yu and blasted away. A ferocious tiger was directly released by Akai at this moment. The white tiger roared for a while, and the next moment, along with the momentum of the entire world, it rushed towards Yi Yu. Two terrifying forces, without the slightest hesitation. The two have appeared, using all their strength. Yi Yu Conqueror's magma fist did not stop at this moment, but accelerated its pace. Rumble. The two terrifying forces finally collided directly with Yi Yu and Akai as the center. Layers of cold sweat broke out on Akai's forehead, and he looked at the sky above his head. Yi Yu does look calm and composed. I know my own strength very well. Naturally, I didn't pay much attention to each of the 7 trivial gates. Deidara, who was in the sky, also showed his face, and looked down at the ground. At this time, Xiao Li, who was being eroded by his 8 Gates Dunjia, also looked ahead, his teacher Akai's Raihu. This was the first time he had seen. But whether it can defeat Yi Yu's attack, I don't know this. There is no way, Yi Yu's power is too terrifying. I have to wonder whether my teacher Akai, can win the final victory. After all, Yi Yu's previous thunder power was too terrifying. He admitted that he was completely scared. The next moment, without too many words, the collision between the two officially began. Akai's Day Tiger, in the face of Yi Yu's powerful power, was directly eroded by Yi Yu's terrifying power. The power of magma. The Day Tiger let out a pitiful cry. Immediately afterwards, powerful power appeared from Raihu's body. The powerful power of magma caused layers of water vapor to appear on the corroded body of the Day Tiger. However, as soon as the water vapor appeared, it was instantly melted by Yi Yu's terrifying power of magma, and completely evaporated and disappeared. The huge Day Tiger was also completely eroded by the powerful hot temperature of Yi Yu's magma-colored fist. The huge body of the Day Tiger, under the influence of the giant magma fist, began to disappear continuously. Seeing this scene, Deidara showed his smile in the sky. Haha, okay, let these guys take a good look at how powerful we are. Deidara said gloatingly. In any case, Yi Yu also brought the Akatsuki organization back in the game. So Deidara was still very excited. And the expression on Xiao Li's side is completely different. He never thought of his teacher Kai. I have unleashed my special move, Hiruta. But it still didn't break even Yi Yu's attack. Not only did it not break, but something even more terrifying. Yi Yu's special move actually swallowed teacher Kai's Day Tiger directly. I have never encountered this kind of situation. Isn't this too scary? Teacher Kai, Xiao Li shouted loudly. Akai also had a look of shock on his face. What kind of situation is this? My own Harihu is as powerful as a tailed beast bomb, and now, it actually fails. Facing an attack from Yi Yu, he actually failed. Or, who is this guy Yi Yu? My own attack has no effect. At this moment, Akai was doubting his life. Facing Akai's expression, Yi Yu just smiled slightly. So, Kai, in the face of my attack, if you want to fight me, I suggest you activate your 8 gates. Go, Yi Yu said calmly with the corners of his mouth raised slightly. After hearing Yi Yu's words, Akai was obviously stunned. What's going on? This person actually knows about my 8 gates Dunjia. Who is this person? Could it be our Konoha ninjas? But in my own opinion, there is only one person who can possess such terrifying power. There is only one generation left, Uchiha Madara, right? If it's Uchiha Madara, then, he should have his own blood chakra. However, Yi Yu's eyes are indeed very normal. Then it means that Yi Yu's attack is likely to be first generation. But, if it's first generation, it's unlikely, right? He is the god of the ninja world, how could he join a mere Akatsuki organization? Akai felt like his head was about to explode. At this time, a powerful force suddenly appeared. Yi Yu's giant magma fist hit Akai. Hateful. At this moment, if you don't open your own 8 gates, there is no doubt that, you will be directly burned to ashes by Yi Yu's terrifying power. So, in this desperate moment, Akai has only one choice, which is to open his 8 gates. There is only such a way to finally make himself save yourself from death. Boom. The powerful magma force hit the place where Akai had led before. Under the powerful force, everything around them felt like burnt earth. The powerful magma force began to spread continuously. Rumble, along with a huge sound, a huge pothole appeared directly in front of everyone. The scorching heat caused the surrounding forest areas to directly burn into layers of large flames. Seeing the scene in front of him, Xiao Li showed an extremely worried expression. Although his body was now under the influence of 8 gates Dunjia, Xiao Li still shouted loudly. Teacher Kai, Xiao Li roared loudly. I hope my teacher Kai will be fine. However, no matter how much Xiao Li screamed, he could not find Akai. Deidara, who was in the sky, showed a mocking expression. After all, this guy named Xiao Li caused him a lot of trouble. Chapter 325 Yi Yu, open 8 gates. It seems like it can't break through my defense shield, right? As a result, I was ridiculed by so many people. Isn't it because this guy Xiao Li launched various attacks on himself after opening his 8 gates Dunjia? A mere minor can actually cause so much harm to himself. Therefore, Deidara is still very unconvinced with Xiao Li. Now, seeing Xiao Li's anxious look, he naturally showed an expression of gloating. Ha ha ha, is your name Xiao Li? I'm sorry to tell you, your teacher Akai has been directly invaded by the magma. If you want to find your teacher Akai, I suggest you, go to hell to find him. Deidara said sarcastically. After hearing Deidara's words, Xiao Li clenched his fists. Damn it. Impossible. This kind of thing is impossible. After teacher Akai activated his 8 gates Dunjia, even if a shadow-level expert came over, it would be impossible to defeat teacher Akai. Single quote. You are just some terrorist organization. How could you defeat my favorite teacher Akai? Xiao Li's eyes were filled with tears, he couldn't believe what was happening before him. Everything. Afei also showed an excited expression at this time. Ha ha ha, after taking care of this guy named Akai, we can launch the final attack on a little guy like you. You are so courageous, you actually want to intercept our Akatsuki organization. Don't think that because you are from the Fire Nation, we can show mercy to you. Afei said excitedly on top of Deidara's flying dragon. And, the next moment, when Deidara and others showed excited expressions, Akai's figure indeed appeared in the sky. You were right, Li. Teacher Akai, of course it is impossible for someone to hit him so easily. Akai was in the sky, and red gas appeared on his body. And this red gas is nothing else, it is something that can appear only when the blood in Akai's own body is released. That's because, after Akai activated the 8 gates Dunjia, his entire body, the operation has reached the ultimate state. My body is working to its extreme, so the blood in my body starts to boil due to the high load. This also caused even the blood in Akai's body to flow out. Seeing such a scene, Deidara also widened his eyes and enlarged his mouth. With an incredible expression on his face. He never thought that after receiving the blow from Yi Yu before, this guy Akai. He was still able to stand up, and what was even more weird was the clouds of red steam that appeared on his body. It makes people look creepy. Is that guy also a monster? Feeling the feeling of Akai suppressing himself with just his breath, Deidara murmured. Afei on the side also showed a surprised expression, too. Although he knew that this boy Akai's 8 gates Dunjia, but he really didn't know that after opening the 8 gates, Akai's combat strength will actually increase geometrically. This is something I never expected. Xiao Li showed a worried look. Teacher Akai, if you activate the 8th gates, you will lose your life. Xiao Li was very worried. Worry muttered. After hearing what Xiao Li said, Akai showed a solemn expression. Don't worry, Li, although I have activated my abilities, with this level of 8 gates, I haven't reached the point of death yet. Akai murmured. And, all of this was naturally seen by Yi Yu. The reason why Yi Yu chose not to move was because Yi Yu couldn't a person who likes to take the initiative. Since you, Akai, will definitely come and attack me soon. Why am I wasting my energy searching for you? The corners of Yi Yu's mouth raised slightly. You know, a magma fist can't easily solve you. But, I'm sorry, Akai, I'm in a hurry. I don't think you can bear the next blow no matter what. Yi Yu said lightly. A powerful aura came out of Yi Yu's body again. Feeling Yi Yu's terrifying aura, Xiao Li felt layers of sweat appear on his body. Although my teacher Akai temporarily avoided Yi Yu's blow. However, judging from the current situation, Yi Yu's combat effectiveness has not been affected at all. Yi Yu, but after unleashing so many attacks, he still showed no sign of fatigue. This is far beyond Xiao Li's expectations. Therefore, for teacher Akai, Xiao Li is still worried. Even though Akai is now showing his 8-gate state, Xiao Li is still very worried. Worry. The next moment, after Akai activated his 8-gate state, he rushed towards Yi Yu. Because after he opened 8 gates, his speed reached the extreme, and his power also reached the extreme at this moment. So Akai, at this moment, even has the ability to fly. Akai, standing high in the sky, blasted towards Yi Yu. Under the powerful force, the sound of sonic boom stepped on step after step in the air. Under the terrifying power, Akai naturally has the ability to fly. Hoo. The speed was extremely fast, like lightning. In less than a millisecond, Akai had already rushed several thousand meters into the air. It's like moving instantly. Yi Yu was ready to attack, but at the next moment, Yi Yu's eyebrows raised slightly. That's because, next, I predicted Akai's attack trajectory. It's not coming towards him. The next moment, Akai's previous straight line attack suddenly made a circle. An arc appeared, and the next moment he rushed towards Deidara. 1 foot. He just kicked Deidara's flying dragon with a powerful force. Driven by the terrifying power, a powerful shock wave was sent out. Different from the general shock waves in the ninja world, this time the shock wave turned out to be the shock wave released by Akai's own powerful physical strength. Under the powerful force, it directly penetrated Deidara's direction. The terrifying power, even before it reached Deidara, the powerful airflow was already driving the surrounding wind, oppressing Deidara's body. Along with Afei and Deidara's flying dragon, everyone was suppressed by this terrifying power, directly. Boom. Although it's just an air bomb attack. However, under Akai's power, it was like a huge bomb, completely exploding on top of the flying dragon. The flying dragon summoned by Deidara was instantly blown into pieces. Deidara and others were also placed there under this terrifying power, directly on the spot. Under the terrifying power, even the device that sealed 8 tails completely exploded at this moment. Various 8 tails fragments fall from the sky. Xiao Li saw this scene and showed a shocked expression. This frozen fragment should be 8 tails. I didn't expect that Mr. Akai's goal from the beginning was these fragments of 8 tails. Xiao Li said happily. That's great, Teacher Akai. You succeeded. Was your goal from the beginning was 8 tails? I have to say, Teacher Akai, it's really good, Xiao Li said excitedly. If 8 tails can be taken down, even if the members of the Akatsuki organization cannot be captured in this mission. However, with such a record, they have fulfilled their mission. After all, the opponent this time is too powerful. After hearing what Xiao Li said, Akai showed a confident smile. But, now is not the time to show off to you. Li. Next, I fight. You have to watch out. The art of 8 gates Dunjia, the true secret. Akai murmured. For people like Deidara, only after he launches his next wave of attacks, can he achieve the purpose of killing them. However, Akai didn't do this because he had to use all his next attacks against Yi Yu, the most powerful member of the Akatsuki organization. So, the next moment, after completing his goal and taking out the fragments of 8 tails, Akai changed his goal towards Yi Yu, just followed his own steps and rushed over. A smile appeared on Yi Yu's lips. Speaking of which, I haven't fought the 8 gates Dunjia chapter 8 gates yet. Interesting. As for 8 tails, there were so many fragments, but he didn't want to just pick them up one by one. This job should be done by Deidara. So, the next moment, without any hesitation, the battle between Akai and Yi Yu officially began. 2 legs. 3 legs. Single quote, comma, single quote. Totally. Akai unleashed his attack on Yi Yu again. This time, he directly launched 10 attacks. In just a blink of an eye, all these attacks have been released. Seeing this scene, Yi Yu's lips showed a faint smile. 8 gates Dunjia. Just let me see if your 8 gates Dunjia can cause harm to me, ha ha ha. Yi Yu said lightly. Chapter 326. 2 pillars appear. At this time, Deidara was in a semi-conscious state. Seeing such a scene, my eyes widened. It's unimaginable that Akai, that guy with thick eyebrows, could have such terrifying fighting power. After all, I still underestimated him. Xiao Li also showed an excited expression. You don't have to lose your own life to display such terrifying fighting power. Learn 8 Gates Dunjia by yourself. This technique is indeed the best investment in your life. Xiao Li was very excited, and at the same time, his eyes were staring closely at his teacher. I have to watch every move in the next battle carefully. Only in this way can I not let down teacher Akai's wholehearted care for me. Xiao Li thought excitedly. At the same time, on the other side, Kakashi's team also noticed the situation on Akai's side. Kakashi, who was driving at high speed, suddenly widened his eyes, and opened his blood chakra eyes. Noticing Kakashi's abnormality, Naruto, Sakura and others all showed surprised expressions. As we all know, Kakashi's blood chakra eye consumes very mana when it is open on weekdays. But now, Kakashi actually took the initiative to open his blood chakra, so Naruto and others expressed their doubts about Kakashi's actions. So, one by one asked, Kakashi-sensei, why do you want to open your blood chakra? In this case, I'm afraid it's not good for your health. Naruto asked weakly. Sakura also widened her eyes with an incredible expression. Yes, Kakashi-sensei, this is not like your style. Could it be that something happened? Sakura was very surprised, he said doubtfully. After hearing what Sakura said, Kakashi also had a worried look on his face. Just now, I saw something incredible through my snow blood chakra eye, Kakashi murmured. Question mark question mark question mark question mark question mark. After hearing Kakashi's words, the surrounding team members were all shocked. What happened? Kakashi-sensei, Naruto asked seriously. Kakashi narrowed his eyes. That's because I just saw through my blood chakra eye that Akai had activated his 8 Gates armor. Kakashi said in shock. After hearing Kakashi's words, Naruto, who didn't understand, was slightly relieved. If that's the case, Mr. Kakashi, it's not that important. Single quote single quote. After all, 8 Gates armor is Master Nongmei's unique skill. He must have encountered some powerful opponent and had to use it. Naruto murmured. After hearing Naruto's words, Kakashi showed a serious expression. You're not right, Naruto. This time, it's not just as simple as opening the 8 Gates armor. Kakashi said seriously. The even more terrifying thing is that Akai even opened the 8th gates. And at the 8th gates, you may lose your life. Hatake Kakashi said with serious eyes. What? After hearing Kakashi's words, Naruto, Sakura and others finally realized the nature of the problem. Everyone opened their eyes wide, unable to believe what teacher Kakashi said. They never thought that Akai would be forced into such a desperate situation. After all, Mr. Akai's fighting power is something even Mr. Kakashi doesn't dare to underestimate. Now, teacher Akai's 8 gates have been forced out. This shows that the enemy's combat power is indeed very powerful. So, speed up, Kakashi ordered. The entire Kakashi team sped up their speed. But when they were walking, they suddenly discovered that a familiar figure appeared in front of them. Naruto's eyes widened even more, and his breathing became very rapid. The person in front of me is the guy who makes me miss you day and night. He is Uchiha Sasuke. Sakura also widened her eyes. She couldn't believe that Sasuke actually appeared at such a moment. Sasuke, Naruto said loudly. Sakura also started her own words. Sasuke, you're out, that's great. I heard before that you killed Orochimaru. I wonder if this is true or false. Sakura murmured. Kakashi frowned. Sasuke, if I'm not wrong, you are full of murderous intent. Kakashi murmured said. Sasuke narrowed his eyes. Don't stop me, my current target is not you. I need to find members of the Akatsuki organization to let me know about that man. In this case, I can kill that man too. Sasuke held his hands tightly, a Morito smile appeared on his face. Kakashi narrowed his eyes. This was the first time he encountered such a powerful and murderous Sasuke. Sasuke, I advise you not to be blinded by hatred. Kakashi said seriously. After hearing Kakashi's words, Sasuke's eyes became even colder. If you didn't tell me, I would say I forgot. You fake half-hearted guy, don't pollute Uchiha's eyes. Sasuke said. At the same time, Sasuke became very cold. I don't mind killing you all here. Sasuke laughed. Seeing Sasuke's performance, Naruto, Sakura, all opened their mouths. Unbelievable, is this still their former teammate Sasuke? D Sasuke, what are you talking about? Naruto said angrily. At the same time, Sakura also started crying alone. Sasuke, why have you become like this? Sasuke, Sakura said crying. And Sasuke has no sympathy for her, revealing his cold eyes. The next moment, the shuriken in his hand was launched. The purpose is to kill Sakura. Kakashi's eyes instantly became very red, he took out the shuriken in his hand, and threw it at Sasuke's attack. Rock. The two shurikens collided in the air, and Sakura's heart was bleeding at this moment. I never thought that Sasuke, whom I had been thinking about in my heart, would one day have murderous intentions towards me. Naruto was also extremely angry at this moment. The eyes also turned blood red. This is a manifestation of the overflow of Nine Tails chakra. The next moment, Naruto took action directly. In an instant, he started fighting with Sasuke. Sasuke, I failed to bring you back before. This time, no matter what, I will bring you back. Even if I beat you into a cripple, I will definitely bring you back. Naruto said excitedly. And Kakashi, think about it, the place where Akai fought before. I really didn't expect that at such a critical moment, Sasuke would return. This made me suddenly, don't know what to do. Naruto also noticed Kakashi's appearance and spoke directly to Kakashi and others. Mr. Kakashi, don't worry about me. Teacher Akai, you are currently fighting a bloody battle with those members of the Akatsuki organization. Go over and help them quickly. Single quote. I will definitely not let this guy Sasuke escape this time. Naruto said seriously. After hearing this, Kakashi didn't think too much. After all, at this moment, if he thinks too much, it will easily affect what happens next. Schedule. This is not a good outcome for either Naruto or Akai. So, Kakashi stopped talking too much. One person rushed in the direction of Akai. Naruto, you must stop Sasuke. Kakashi murmured. Naruto nodded his head heavily. It's okay, Mr. Kakashi, don't worry. I am Nine Tails. In order to completely reassure Mr. Kakashi, Naruto directly said this. After Kakashi heard this, he was slightly startled, and then left. Naruto has the energy of Nine Tails in his body, so it is difficult to kill him even though he can only see it for a while. And, Sai also chose to follow Kakashi. Sakura was left alone. Mr. Kakashi, I'm still a little worried, so please let me stay this time. Sakura murmured. Ka Kwachung nodded his head. Leaving one person behind, for Naruto, there is still someone to take care of. Besides, I know what Sakura is thinking. So, without too many words, Kakashi also accelerated his speed. He took Sai and left here directly. The next moment, people on both sides, without the slightest influence, one by one, sped up the rotten eggs and went to complete their goals one after another. There is no way, this is the cruelty of ninjas. On the other side, on the battlefield, the battle between Yi Yu and Akai is still going on. And, Yi Yu saw such a scene, and didn't make the slightest move. He still stood calmly in his original position. Seeing this scene, Akai suddenly felt a little numb for some reason. The members of the Akatsuki organization are so trusting. Chapter 327 Monster-like Existence. Secure Asset Portal. Your trusted source for secure and informative digital assets. Register with your real phone number and get bonus just for registering. Try for free. Could it be that this guy named Yi Yu, does he really have some terrifying defense power? I was able to withstand the attacks of my ordinary fists and kicks before. I didn't mind too much, but now, I have opened my 8 gates. And after I opened my own 8 gates. Not only has his strength been qualitatively improved, what's even more terrifying is that after opening his 8 gates, he can release his own moves. His attack just now was just a normal attack. Now, after he activated his 8 gates, his skill attack. But hundreds of times more powerful than before. Under such circumstances, Yi Yu, a boy, dared to choose this method, to deal with himself. In his opinion, isn't this an act of seeking death? But, Yi Yu's calm expression made Akai feel frightened. After all, the courage shown by Yi Yu, is really too scary. Looking at Yi Yu's calm eyes, even if he activated his special skill 8 Gates Dunjia, he still felt a little worried. He simply didn't. I don't know if my set of 8 Gates armor attacks can kill this guy Yi Yu. At this moment, Akai was very confused. However, in a real battle, even if you have doubts in your heart, you must quickly suppress these thoughts. Otherwise, you will facing more cruel consequences. Helpless, Akai shook his head, speeding up his attack. At this time, Deidara finally woke up a little. Seeing such a scene, he showed a very exaggerated expression. I really can't tell whether Yi Yu can resist this battle. After all, I have witnessed Yi Yu's power with my own eyes, but the pressure Akai gave me before. And, a move that almost killed him even though it was a normal attack. Deidara also kept muttering in his heart. I really don't know which of these two monsters is more powerful in combat. Therefore, I don't know what I am doing now. The only thing I can do now, is to take a good look at the battle in front of me. As for his 8 tails fragments, Deidara has no thoughts at all right now. But Afe doesn't think so. After all, I am the one behind all these tasks. My mission is the Moon Eye project. Now, I really didn't expect that a little Kai would blow the 8 tails fragments away. And, as for Deidara, all his thoughts at this time were focused on Yi Yu's battle. The helpless Afe had no choice at this time. I can only complain to Deidara in the tone of Afe. Senior Deidara, look at the good things you have done. Now, we have lost the pieces of 8 tails. What if the guy from 8 tails runs away? Afe said loudly. I hope that Deidara, after hearing his words, can have a conscience and go to recover some 8 tails. Obito could only think like this in his heart with. But, in fact, Deidara's thoughts are really not here. Afe, now is not the time to say such things. After all, now we are facing such a powerful enemy as Akai, this guy. His fighting power is even more powerful than Ying. Faced with such a battle, if we were looking for the fragments of 8 tails, there is no doubt that our end would be very tragic. Now is not the time to worry about tailed beasts. Fei, Didera murmured. He even used his status as a senior to educate A Fei. After hearing Didara's words, A Fei knew that no matter what he said, it was of no use. So, I no longer struggled. I went to look for the 8 tails fragments alone. After all, you are working for yourself. If you are not active, then it is really possible that no one will do it. Just when everyone had different thoughts, the two attacks also collided for the first time. With such powerful power, none of Akai's 10 attacks failed, all of them hit Yi Yu's Conqueror's protective shield. Under the powerful force, Yi Yu's Conqueror's protective shield also swayed slightly. A wave appeared. The environment around Yeuc has also undergone a complete change. That's because, under the powerful force, the aftermath alone has already caused very powerful damage. Rumble, rumble. Under the powerful force, the surrounding trees, under Akai's power, fell down one by one on the spot. At this moment, the powerful air flow continued to spread around, and finally affected Didara's body. Didera felt this terrifying power, his face turned red from being suppressed. Because, the aftermath of the powerful force, actually caused damage to the internal organs of his body. Therefore, Didera felt his body churning, a mouthful of blood spurted out. At this moment, Didera was even more shocked inside. Just kidding, I really didn't expect that the guy with eyebrows would attack so quickly and violently. Even though he was so far away from his support, he was still affected. It is conceivable that Yi Yu, who is at the center of the attack at this time, how powerful his damage must be. Such a terrifying attack, it can even be said that it is more powerful than the 8-bit attack. Whether Yi Yu can bear it or not, he doesn't know. If Yi Yu can withstand such a powerful attack, then it means that Yi Yu is a more powerful monster than Akai. It has reached this point, Didara's heart is now completely focused on this battle. I have nothing else to worry about. All attention is placed on the battle between Yi Yu and Akai. Xiao Li also looked over intently. At this time, Xiao Li's inner excitement was no weaker than Didara's. After all, that was my beloved teacher, who showed me the correct way to use 8 Gates Dunjia. You must learn all the moves yourself. Xiao Li thought excitedly. The next moment, the ruins that Akai had created before, at this moment, were completely dissipated. But Yi Yu's figure still calmly appeared on everyone's faces. Seeing such a scene, Akai widened his eyes and showed a completely desperate expression. How is this possible? How on earth did you escape from my attack? Akai widened his eyes, and said incredulously. I never thought that Yi Yu would be so fast and even dodge his attack. In fact, Akai himself didn't know at all. Yi Yu didn't even make any move to avoid his attack. The reason why he appeared in front of Akai was simply because his defense was too strong. Faced with Akai's question, Yi Yu naturally chose to answer. To make Akai, the person he likes, look puzzled, and he didn't explain it, it was naturally not in line with Yi Yu's character. Listen up, Akai, the reason why I was able to get out of here is entirely because your attack didn't break through my defense at all. On my planet, there are many guys with your physical skills, but without exception, they have never destroyed my defense. Cover, Yi Yu said lightly. Question mark question mark question mark question mark. The Akai people were immediately numb. He really didn't know whether what Yi Yu said was true or false. Xiao Li, at this moment, I also feel that my scalp is a little numb. After all, the destruction shown by my teacher Akai just now is very terrifying, even if it is 100 of me, even if it is turned on, even if you don't have your own 8 Gates Dunjia, it is difficult to reach the state of teacher Akai. But there was no way. I really didn't expect that Yi Yu's defense would be so strong. Although I don't want to believe it, the facts are right in front of me. Even if I don't want to believe it, I don't want to. This is the most uncomfortable part for Xiao Li. Didera saw the scene in front of him and was completely shocked. What on earth is Yi Yu who is following them? Now if I want to describe Yi Yu, I'm afraid there is only one word that can describe it, and that is that Yi Yu is a completely evil being. Right, it's a monster. Chapter 328. You are in a hurry, but I am not. I am not here to capture tailed beasts. Otherwise, I really can't think of any other words to describe Yi Yu. That was an existence in the past that could almost knock you out with a single blow. In front of Yi Yu, even if Yi Yu was hit 10 times, the result, he still seemed fine. This is far beyond my own understanding. So, Didera now only has one word to describe Yi Yu, and that is monster. Only such a word can be worthy of Yi Yu's name. At the same time, Akai slowly figured it out. Maybe what Yi Yu said is right. It's just a pity that Ningji has already fallen to the ground. Otherwise, I can analyze what the situation of Yi Yu's defensive shield is. Now, I have messed up. Let yourself pay for your life. Akai feels that now is not the time. Since my goal is to blast away 8 tails to facilitate 8 tails escape, this goal has already been formed, then the next moment, I can completely escape from here. So there was no hesitation at all. The next moment, Akai wisely chose to speed up, and rushed straight towards Xiao Li's place like a bolt of lightning. Such a dramatic scene. Xiao Li was dumbfounded on the spot. For a moment, Xiao Li didn't react. Teacher Akai chose the wrong person to attack. Why did it attack him? Xiao Li thought suspiciously in his heart. The next moment, Akai also spoke. Xiao Li, hurry up, the situation has changed, let's find a way to get out of here quickly. Akai roared loudly. The next moment, Akai held Tiantian and Ningji in his arms. As for Xiao Li, Akai had no choice but to remind. At this time, Xiao Li finally reacted. The next moment, while he still had the strength, he seized the moment, and started his own escape plan. A dramatic scene occurs. Akai, who is known as the toughest team in Konoha, actually chose to escape when he encountered the monster Yu. If this was seen by other Konoha ninjas, I'm afraid they would all widen their eyes, showing that they didn't believe it at all. Deidara, who was in a semi-faint state at this time, saw such a dramatic scene, and his eyes widened on the spot, showing a very exaggerated expression. I really didn't expect that these Konoha ninjas, after seeing Yu's terrifying fighting power, one by one, would behave in such a humiliating way. But, after thinking about it, I figured it out. If it were me, when facing Yu, I'm afraid I would choose to run away. After all, Yu has too many fighting secrets. His ultimate move, even self-destruction, may not be able to kill Yu. After all, Yu's defense is there. And, whether I can break Yu's defense is simply unknown. Facing a strong man like Yu, I'm afraid there is only one way to deal with it, and that is to run away. Otherwise, I really can't think of a second option. And, Yu also smiled slightly when facing Akai's escape. Let's face it, I don't mind that 8 Tails was let go by them. However, this group of people, I have said it before, I need to give them some color. Therefore, it will definitely not work if we let these people leave now. I have to let this group of people remember it for a long time. Otherwise, if in the future, if everyone wants to stop me, how can I still play? Thinking of this, Yu no longer hesitates. The power of freezing was once again concentrated on his body, and this time, he also activated Conqueror's ability. The two terrifying forces completed the fusion on the spot. Above the sky, due to the influence of freezing ability, Yu's Conqueror's form was also completely displayed. Above the sky, a frozen Conqueror's fist appeared in everyone's sight. Facing Yu's blow, Deidara was naturally familiar with it. I had witnessed Yu's move before in the Kingdom of Thunder. When he was in the Kingdom of Thunder, Yu used this move. He directly defeated 8 Tails. Now, Yu used this trick again. As for Akai and others, they were already deserters at this time, so facing Yu's blow, Deidara was confident that they would be killed by Yu. I felt the strong chill behind me. Akai, Xiao Li and others all showed extremely shocked expressions. They never thought that Yu's fighting power would be so terrifying. Heavenly Thunder, even Super Fire style, they have already seen it. Now, Yu has once again unleashed the devastating Super Ninjutsu. They only have one feeling, that is, their scalp is numb. Akai's eyes widened with a look of disbelief on his face. He opened his mouth wide and his lips trembled in a murmur. How is this possible? How many powerful ninjutsu attributes does this guy Yu have? Now I even have some doubts. Whether this guy Yu has a chakra with species attributes. And, the even more terrifying thing is, this guy Yu, the chakra of every attribute, so. The released ninjutsu seems to be absolutely super moves. Even a ninja wouldn't be able to handle this. And, there is one more thing, that is this guy Yu. What is the situation of his chakra, how does it feel? There is something unsatisfactory about it. Feeling, Akai murmured. Xiao Li was even more shocked by Yu. I don't know, Teacher Kai, but one thing is certain, that is, Yu definitely has strength beyond shadow. Single quote. Now, facing such a powerful being as Yu, what should we do? Xiao Li's anxious forehead was full of sweat, and he said. Xiao Li, listen to me, there is only one way we can go now. That is to try every means to get out of here, Akai murmured. However, Xiao Li now found that his speed was simply not enough in the face of Yu's attack. Therefore, in the end, Xiao Li also chose to give up. Teacher Akai, take them out of here quickly. I think the Kakashi group is coming soon. They can definitely be saved, Xiao Li said. The next moment, a terrifying chill hit Xiao Li's body. There was no way, under this terrifying power, Xiao Li was directly frozen into an ice sculpture. There was no time left for Xiao Li to react. In an instant, everything happened. When I saw Xiao Li, I was directly frozen into an ice sculpture by Yu's freezing ability. Akai didn't hesitate at all. Jonin's body was tortured by pain, and he flew over alone. Akai, who had a chance to escape, was transformed into an ice sculpture by Yu's strange freezing ability. After finishing all this, Yi Yu just patted his palms. Then, he looked at Deidara and the others who were behind him and were extremely shocked. Everything has been dealt with. The guys from Konoha have been grouped together one by one, but, it's really a bit troublesome. Yi Yu complained. After hearing Yi Yu's words, Deidara and Afei immediately lost their composure. Is this still human language? What does it mean to be a little troublesome? We really didn't see what the trouble was if you did it yourself. If we take action, it will be really more troublesome than the other. However, if you take action, what we will see is that you have a child in your hand. No sloppiness at all. The only one who is more troublesome, Akai, has also been beaten back by you under your powerful attacks. He even couldn't protect his apprentice, so he activated the 8 gates armor that consumes his own life. In the end, he still couldn't escape, and ended up being frozen into a popsicle by you. After doing so much, you actually told us, it's a bit troublesome. We really didn't notice it. However, I was deeply moved, regarding Yi Yu's behavior. Deidara and Afei were already familiar with each other, and they didn't say anything. At this time, Afei suddenly realized. Directly, when I was controlled by Akai's 8 gates. But in the chaos, the sealed box of 8 tails was lost. Not only was it lost, this thing also exploded on the spot. Thinking of this, Afei gradually realized the seriousness of the problem. Oops, what should I do? Afei is really anxious. After all, this 8 tails was sealed by himself, and it was exploded by Kion, his clay-flying dragon. In this case, he would be fully responsible. Thinking of this, Afei looked like he had a headache. But, Yi Yu did look calm. Just run away. The real purpose of coming here is not to catch some tailed beast. Chapter 329 Zuzu feels that he is good again. Anyway, my own experience has been brushed aside. As for whether the Akatsuki organization can arrest the 9-tailed beast. To be honest, I didn't take it to heart. Moreover, I have my own selfish motives, and I hope that this world will eventually break out into World War III. Only in this way will a group of strong people appear, and then you can gain experience, right? So, I have now helped the Akatsuki organization capture so many tailed beasts. The next thing is to guide this world by yourself and develop it like the anime world. After all, only in this way can I gain more experience. Recover your abilities as soon as possible. Obito looked at Yi Yu with his blood chakra eyes. I feel that the reason why Yi Yu can join the Akatsuki organization as such a strong man must have some greater purpose. And, the reason why Obito has not taken care of Yi Yu now is because Yi Yu, this guy has been working very hard to catch him. Tailed beast. But, today's thing, Mingming Kai raised it to Afei, but, the only guy who could stop Akai, Yi Yu, didn't even stop him. Therefore, Obito is also thinking about whether this guy Yi Yu is going to complete his purpose. But, for now, is it possible to use 9 tails again and give this guy Yi Yu a try? If Yi Yu can try his best to capture 9 tails, then Yi Yu can still continue to use it. So, when Obito thought of this, he narrowed his eyes. From now on, you must keep a close eye on this guy Yi Yu. What should I do, Yi Yu-kun? For a moment, Deidara lost his attention, so, he subconsciously asked Yi Yu directly. Yi Yu smiled slightly. I don't know about this either. But after all, if that guy from 8 tails wants to escape, it will be very difficult for us to track him down. In this case, we'd better go back and report first. Yi Yu said lightly. Deidara nodded. That's what he said. If I go back now, I am afraid that the Kingdom of Thunder has also strengthened its defense. With a super strong man like Yi Yu, he is not afraid of fighting. The most terrifying thing is that 8 tails chose not to fight with his group, but directly chose to escape. If this is really the case, then there is no doubt that it will be even harder than climbing to the sky. So, for now, we can only go back first and talk about it later. The group of people were prepared to return to the Akatsuki organization's home base to return to their lives. But, the next moment, a figure suddenly appeared in front of them. It's none other than Sasuke. Oh, Yi Yu also showed his surprised expression. Is it actually the second pillar? Is this the time for Deidara to self-destruct? But, I'm sorry, as long as I'm here, I won't let you do it so casually, Urzu. You are members of the Akatsuki organization, right? Tell me, where is Uchiha Itachi, and I can spare your life. Urzu said excitedly. Seeing Urzuzu's arrogant attitude, Deidara immediately became angry. Back then, the harm that Uchiha Itachi caused to my young mind is still fresh in my memory. Now, even your younger brother can show off in front of me, right? Hey, I do know where Uchiha Itachi is, but I'm sorry, I can't tell you. Afei said first. Deidara finally gave Fei a look of approval. Yes, Fei, he is just like this. He is just a mere Uchiha. He dares to pretend to be in front of us. We will never spare him. Deidara said angrily. There was a hint of coldness in Sasuke's eyes, and the next moment. Sasuke took the weapon in his hand, and rushed over. Target. Afei. Deidara showed his shocked eyes. So fast. Deidara said with emotion in his heart. The next moment, the master's sword blade directly passed through Afei's body. Sasuke showed his confident expression again. Get rid of one first. Sasuke said excitedly. However, the speed of slap in the face is really too fast. The next moment, Afei stood up. Hey, sorry, I stood up again. Sasuke looked surprised, then looked over with a cold look. What a scary look. Afei pretended to be scared. The next moment, he jumped directly onto the big tree in the forest. Deidara showed a solemn expression. Don't underestimate this guy, Fei. From the beginning to the end, Yi Yu stood in his original position and remained calm. As if all this has nothing to do with me. Hey, hey. Are you this guy very arrogant? Then my next target will be to overtake you and perform surgery. Sasuke said angrily. The next moment, holding the shuriken in his hand, he rushed towards Yi Yu at high speed. Deidara, who was sitting on top of the flying bird, directly touched his forehead, showing a helpless expression. Damn Uchiha brat, I originally wanted to have some fun with this brat. Who knew that this guy would choose the target that he should least choose? Deidara said with regret. Now, this arrogant Uchiha brat will definitely be beaten. The more he thought about it, the more Deidara became excited. But, it's a pity. I originally hated Uchiha so much. I should have left this rampant brat to deal with. However, I really didn't expect it. This arrogant Uchiha brat actually dared to provoke Yi Yu. Isn't this an act of seeking death? Deidara was speechless thinking. And, Uchiha Sasuke can't think of so much. Seeing Yi Yu standing there motionless, I thought Yi Yu was frightened by him. So, without any hesitation, he slashed directly at Yi Yu. Go to hell, you guy from the Akatsuki organization, you should be killed by me directly. This is the destination for evil people like you. Uchiha Sasuke still muttered something. But, when his sword struck near Yi Yu's body, only then did I suddenly realize that there seemed to be something wrong with the problem. No matter how I use it, within a distance of 1 meter, my knife can no longer cut. This time, Sasuke was completely dumbfounded. This situation. How is it possible? Sasuke looked confused. I couldn't figure out why my attack was completely ineffective in front of Yi Yu. No matter how hard I try, but with my own weapons, it is always difficult to move forward even an inch. Thinking about Afei from before, Sasuke then realized that these evil guys in front of him seemed to have some real abilities of their own. At the very least, the abilities each of them possess are really good. So, the next moment, Sasuke took it back. Continuous jumps made Sasuke quickly leave Yi Yu 10 meters away. However, with an arrogant look on his face, Sasuke pointed the tip of his knife at Yi Yu. I really didn't expect that you, this guy, have 2 brushes. But, what a pity, your defense. I have seen it before. That guy, his name is Gaara, this is an absolute defense weapon. When I was a child, I was able to break through this boring defense. Today, I have gained even more powerful power. To deal with your absolute defense, humph, of course it's not a problem. Sasuke said confidently. After hearing Sasuke's words, Yi Yu just smiled slightly. Arrogant B***ch, if you think you can do it, then you can do it. Yi Yu's eyes were full of disdain. Sasuke's whole body went numb. I have lived for so many years, and this is the first time that someone has looked down upon me so much. Deidara, who was in the sky, also showed a surprised expression. Is this still Yi Yu? What he didn't know was that when Yi Yu was reading comics, he really hated Sasuke, a guy who liked to show off. This time, of course, I will not give Sasuke face. If you want to show off in front of yourself, don't look at how much you weigh. Ha ha ha, damn that little brat Uchiha. Now, seeing Yi Yu, you're going to be deflated. You can't choose anyone, but you choose the most difficult one, Yi Yu. This time, Yi Yu will definitely beat you to the point of calling you grandpa. Ha ha ha, Darla said excitedly. Afei also showed a mocking expression. Back then, if Uchiha Itachi hadn't begged me, I would have killed you, that damn brat. Now, you damn guy, you still want to fight us, right? Hee hee, even I may not be able to shake Yi Yu. What do you think you are? Why are you yelling at Yi Yu? I'm just afraid that Yi Yu's rhythm will definitely beat you to death. Afei said with contempt in his heart. The next moment, Uchiha Sasuke activated his own ninjutsu. Fire style, extinguish the fire. A large amount of chakra swam around Sasuke's body, and finally hit Yi Yu directly. In an instant, a hot fireball appeared in front of Yi Yu. Under the scorching high temperature, the surrounding flowers, plants and trees were also affected one by one. Withered one after another, Urzushi felt that he could do it again. Chapter 330 in front of Yi Yu, I have no confidence at all. The excited Urzushi opened his big mouth. Ha 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 ha. In front of my Uchiha, no matter what blood limit you have, you can't succeed. We, Uchiha, are invincible. Uchiha Sasuke almost roared. I saw Uchiha Sasuke roaring for so long, it was just after summoning a relatively large fireball. Deidara, who was in the sky, burst into laughter. Ha ha, I thought it would be some earth-shattering ninjutsu, it turns out, this is it. That's it, you also want to break Yi Yu's defense, and, you are invincible. Everything about you, I guess it's just hard to talk. Deidara directly started his taunting mode. At the same time, Deidara also felt a little regretful in his heart. If he had known this earlier, he would have stopped Uchiha Sasuke. After all, it's just a small role, I believe Yi Yu will give it to him. Moreover, I am really looking forward to being able to torture Uchiha. Only in this way can we avenge the harm that man brought to us. However, I blame myself for speaking late, and Sasuke, AB asterisk 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 D, insisted on finding Yu to die. I can't torture this Uchiha brat anymore. I feel a little angry just thinking about it. Afei also started his own taunting mode on the flying dragon. I heard that you Uchiha were massacred by Itachi. I really didn't expect that I would spare such a weakling like you. Afei said with a smile. Question mark question mark question mark question mark question mark. For the first time, Sasuke felt that he was being ignored. He summoned a giant fireball. If this were the case in ninja school, I wonder how many little fans would be fascinated to death. Now, I am actually being laughed at by such a group of criminals. Damn bastards, you all have to die here today, Uchiha Sasuke said crazily. The next moment, the great fireball in his hand began to become even bigger. And, from the beginning to the end, Yu had no intention of avoiding. Are you kidding? I am Yu, a man from the outside world. Even at this time, when Otsutsuki Kagaya comes, I can still arm wrestle with her. It's just a mere Uchiha, I really don't take it seriously. Just like that, I quietly watched the huge fireball flying towards himself. Yu didn't have the slightest precaution, didn't make the slightest move. He simply absorbed this huge fireball on the spot. Seeing such a scene, Uchiha Sasuke widened his eyes. What the hell is this ninjutsu? Not saying. Is his trump card absolute defense? Why, looking at it now, this ninjutsu is even more powerful than their absolute defense. Am I dazzled? Just like that, in front of Uchiha Sasuke, Yu directly performed a fireball disappearing technique on him. Completely dumbfounded Uchiha Sasuke. In fact, it is understandable that Uchiha Sasuke has looked stupid. After all, after Uchiha Sasuke appeared, even the Akatsuki organization and others in the sky showed surprised expressions. Why don't they get along with each other anymore? Yu actually has another trick up his sleeve. That's this guy Yohane, who actually absorbed Uchiha Sasuke's ninjutsu. Obito showed a very shocked expression. This skill can only be mastered by those with the Samsara Eye. What happened? Yu actually took control of it. Could it be that Uchiha's people, and others, were left alive, and this person has now evolved into the Samsara Eye? But this is unlikely, if that is really the case. With Yu's current fighting power, he can definitely take revenge. However, Yu didn't do that. Obito is getting more and more confused. Deidara also looked very surprised. He himself never thought that Yu's moves would be so many. Originally, I felt that Yu's moves were already finished. But looking at it now, Yu's moves, and the top moves, seem to be endless. This is a bit too scary. How could such a powerful and terrifying guy appear in this world? Deidara still couldn't figure out how ridiculous his title of genius in the land of Earth sounded in front of Yu and other people. The battle still continues. The next moment, Uchiha Sasuke seemed to have been humiliated. The whole person started grabbing his hair, howling crazily, like a madman. Damn guy, B asterisk 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 D. You actually absorbed my ninjutsu into me. I won't be able to spare you. While he was talking, a lot of thunder and lightning sounds also appeared in his body. Sizzling, sizzling, various thunder and lightning sounds rang out. Close black lens bracket at this moment, Uchiha Sasuke seemed to have turned into a lightning man. The surroundings of his body were filled with lightning. The next moment, Uchiha Sasuke didn't hesitate at all. After turning on his own ability, he aimed it at the sky and released a powerful flame. Boom dragon, rumble. The whole world has changed dramatically because of Sasuke's ninjutsu. Waves of thunder and lightning struck continuously from the sky. It turns out that Sasuke used the power of fire to successfully turn the sky into thunder. And, the even more terrifying thing is that those thunder and lightning were actually controlled by Sasuke. Rumble, rumble. In the sky, there was Sasuke's flame. Gathered into a huge thunder unicorn. A huge thunder unicorn appeared from the sky. Looking at Yu on the ground. Saw my own masterpiece. Uchiha Sasuke showed a very excited expression. Ha ha ha. How about it, you guys? How dare you continue to be arrogant with me now? How? In front of my thunder unicorn, I'm trembling, ha ha ha. Sasuke said very excitedly. Seeing it, Sasuke's expression is now distorted to a certain limit. Deidara and others in the sky looked at Sasuke's ninjutsu and started to comment one by one. If you put it that way, this boy does have two skills, but it's a pity that his lightning ability is compared to fourth rankage. It doesn't count. Now, facing a strong man like Yu, I guess, it's also cool. The two discussed. After hearing the conversation between the two in the sky, Sasuke was completely angry. You bastards, keep talking nonsense to me one by one. Can't you see how powerful my ninjutsu is? The vein on Sasuke's forehead. Suddenly it bulged, said angrily. But, the two of them really didn't care at all. You noisy Uchiha brat, you are making a lot of noise. I'm telling you the truth, there's no way you can succeed. Do you really think you can just release a mere unicorn thunder and lightning? Quote. Do you think you can do it again? I think you lack the beatings of society. Deidara and Afei, both of them had no face at all. If they didn't give it to Sasuke, they would scold him. It made Sasuke a little confused. Why, in front of this group of people? I want to pretend to be next door. Why is it so difficult? In fact, he didn't know. Not only him, but also many strong men wanted to show off in front of Yi Yu. In the end, they all lost. On the battlefield, the powerful Thunder Unicorn blasted straight towards Uchiha Sasuke as if he didn't care about his life. Seeing such a scene, Sasuke showed his confident smile. Snort. He said he was very powerful, but it's a pity that when he saw his terrifying ninjutsu, he was still scared to death. Ha ha ha, Sasuke thought very proudly, and, just when the Thunder and Lightning Unicorn was only 1 meter away from Yi Yu finally moved. I saw Yi Yu opening his arms slightly. This move directly frightened Sasuke to the point of staggering. I thought Yi Yu was about to unleash some powerful move. However, in the end, the facts told him that Yi Yu had not released anything at all. Very good, looking at it this way, my trick seems to be successful. He said very excitedly, but the next moment, the same recipe, the same taste. I saw that Sasuke's attack was easily absorbed by Yi Yu. Obito, who was in the sky, suddenly opened his eyes. Looking at it this way, maybe this Yi Yu really has the terrifying power of the Samsara Eye. Obito thought in shock. After all, Yi Yu has already directly demonstrated his terrifying power of attraction twice in front of him. Uchiha Sasuke stood there stupidly, feeling a little numb on the scalp. Just now, I was alone and defeated Naruto and Sakura. So, I am very shy. I think I am very powerful now. But, I really didn't expect. Why, in front of the person in front of me, I didn't feel confident at all. Can't give birth. Chapter 331. This man's name is Yi Yu. He is a god. Who is this man in front of me? And, the next moment, Yi Yu also launched his own counterattack. I heard that you, boy, are very good at using the power of thunder and lightning, right? Okay then, I will give you the power of thunder and lightning and let you see what is called the real power of thunder and lightning. Yi Yu murmured. Sasuke was a little confused when he heard these words. What do you mean? Do you realize that you also want to release the power of thunder and lightning? Sizzling, sizzling. The same more powerful thunder and lightning power burst out from Yi Yu's body. The power of these thunder and lightning actually echoed the thunder and lightning in the sky. Rumble, rumble, thunderclouds appeared all over the sky. The heavy rain came down at this moment, in an instant. The raging wind is blowing unscrupulously. It blew onto people's faces, it hurt like a knife. Even Deidara and others who were watching the excitement in the sky began to sway crazily in the sky. There is no way. Yi Yu's aura is too powerful. The whole world began to sway left and right because of Yi Yu's influence. Deidara, Afei and others firmly grasped the flying dragon, and were blown down by the strong wind caused by Yi Yu's momentum. Sasuke was so blown away that he could hardly open his eyes. I finally opened my eyes, and found a very terrifying scene. That is, I unexpectedly found that in front of me, a huge thunder god appeared. The terrifying god of thunder, who looks very majestic, is staring at me with his eyes. This made Sasuke's heart tremble. Are you sure this is a human being? Can ninjutsu be released? It looks too scary. It is really unimaginable. In this world, there are people with the power that can be so powerful. It's just that he can absorb his own ninjutsu. What's even more frightening is that the man in front of him can actually release such terrifying power. Whether it's absolute defense or absolute attack, it's all terrifying. And the huge thunder god also walked towards Uchiha Sasuke step by step. Under the powerful power, the god of thunder can plunge the surroundings into terrifying thunder and lightning every time he passes by. A large number of trees were directly burned to coke at this moment. Looking at this scene, Rao is Urzu. He is also swallowing his own saliva at this time. Scared. Uchiha Sasuke is really scared. He was so frightened that he started to back away. The self-confidence of defeating Sakura and Naruto no longer exists. Instead, it comes from the deepest fear in one's soul. Who the hell are you? Why do you have such a terrifying thunder and lightning ninjutsu? Sasuke opened his mouth wide, and said very exaggeratedly. Yi Yu just smiled slightly. It doesn't matter who I am. Next I want to see how you, an arrogant brat, can avoid my attack. The corners of Yu's mouth raised slightly and he said lightly. The wind in the sky also stopped slightly. Deidara, Fei and others mocked Sasuke again. Baga, this is the result of your arrogance, Uchiha boy. You still want to take revenge on Itachi. I'm afraid you will never have this chance. Darla said sarcastically. Ha ha ha, you kid, where did that energy you used to show off before go? Afei said with a smile. After Sasuke heard the two people mocking him, he was also furious. But, for the sake of my own ability, I have to pretend well. Sasuke, in the end, he didn't choose to escape. Instead, he continued to release his ninjutsu, a huge great fireball ready to be launched. The next moment, the huge thunder god only narrowed his eyes slightly. A huge thunder god spear was thrown towards Sasuke with a bang. In fact, Sasuke was not given any extra time to react. The next moment, it can be said that it was almost an instant. The huge Thunder God spear hit Sasuke's body. It didn't hit Sasuke at all. Any response time. The powerful lightning power instantly exploded on Sasuke's body. The powerful force made Sasuke tremble on the spot. Sizzling, sizzling. Powerful thunder and lightning continued to vent on Sasuke's body. Hateful. Why? Sasuke kept howling in his heart. He couldn't figure out why a mere criminal could be so powerful in combat. From beginning to end, Yu just made one move. However, it was precisely because of this move that I, Sasuke, was simply unable to resist it. There's nothing I can do. I really can't help it. Yu is too powerful. I still want to take revenge on that man, but I can't die. I can't die. But Sasuke couldn't resist at all in the face of the huge power of lightning. I can only twitch feebly in place. Finally, Yu also put away his lightning power. The Thunder God who was so tyrannical before also disappeared completely. Yu still wants to leave Sasuke a life. After all, Sasuke's combat effectiveness will not be low in the future. But you can give yourself a good experience. Opened my own system. Host. Yu. Conqueror's attribute points. 55,000 points. Devil Fruit abilities. Shock ability Extreme, Magma ability Extreme, Search ability Extreme, Shining Fruit Extreme. Frozen Fruit Ultimate, Thunder Fruit Ultimate, Appearance Fruit Ultimate. Phoenix ability Extreme, Surgery Fruit Extreme. Devil Fruit. Civet Cat Fruit, 3 Artificial Devil Fruits, African Hyena Fruit. Skills. Flash 100 meters, Conqueror's Passive Defense Shield Shinra Tenseng, Self-Created Conqueror's Fusion, Gold Conqueror's Field. Items. Healing Medicine, Ham, Burger, Cola, Red Wine, Turkey, Salad. Sure enough, Sasuke, this kid, just added a few thousand Conqueror's points to himself, and there were no extra rewards. You are really a weakling. Whatever, when you continue to grow and develop, I will come to brush up your experience. Yu was very, he said helplessly. The power of thunder and lightning finally slowly receded. Sasuke was left motionless on the ground with his eyes rolled white. Snort. Just a small aside, let's go. Yu gave the order directly. Seeing Sasuke motionless on the ground, Deidara jumped directly over Sasuke's head. The group of people headed towards their destination, the headquarters of the Akatsuki organization. And this time, Kakashi's team finally arrived at the place where Akai fought. Kakashi's eyes widened, he couldn't believe what he was seeing. I really didn't expect that Shaoli, Ningji, even Akai. They all fell to the ground. Who did all this? Even Akai fell down. Before, I clearly observed through my blood chakra eye that Akai activated his 8 gates armor. Even if that's the case, was it still killed by the Akatsuki organization? Kakashi said incredulously. Sai, who was behind him, widened his eyes and opened his mouth. I never thought that Ningji, Shaoli, these people. I knew very well that they were not weak. Why, everyone was beaten so miserably. Moreover, it seemed that they were instantly killed. This must be caused by the Akatsuki organization dispatching a large number of personnel. Teacher Kakashi, you see, this person's body, their body has suffered different types of chakra damage. There are lightning attacks, fire attacks, and freezing attacks. Moreover, every attack is very powerful. Sai murmured. Kakashi also nodded his head. Yes, it seems that Akai and the others have been attacked by many people, otherwise, it would be impossible to have so many chakras. Damage to attributes, Kakashi murmured. But, fortunately, none of these people suffered any fatal injuries. Sai added. The next moment, Akai suddenly opened his eyes. Kakashi and others noticed Akai's awakening, and they all ran over in a hurry. Kakashi directly lifted Akai's neck and asked, Akai's situation. Akai opened his eyes slightly. No. Only one person can defeat us. Although there were 3 of them, but it was only one person who actually took action. Akai said it unwillingly. After all, this time, he even activated the 8 gates Dunjia. However, in the end, we still ended up like this. After other people heard this, they all widened their eyes. One person. Just one person. This defeated so many elites. This sounds a bit incredible. How did he do it? Is that person even more powerful than Ying? Akai began to explain to everyone again. Then the guy's name is Yu. Chapter 332 Prepare to FK 9 Tails. To be honest, I didn't expect that guy to be so terrifying. He unleashes various chakra attributes just through the power of one person. Akai still looks shocked when he thinks about it. Chakra with multiple attributes. Kakashi looked surprised. I don't know, how about these powers, facing your 8 gates Dunjia? Kakashi continued to ask. Under normal circumstances, a person with multiple attributes of chakra, his power, he should not be able to exert powerful chakra power. However, I really didn't expect that it would cause such great harm to Akai. How on earth is this done? Kakashi was very confused. Finally, Akai spoke, and this sentence shocked Kakashi and others to the extreme. To tell you the truth, that boy Yu, any ninjutsu he releases. I can't avoid it. Akai is not afraid of others laughing. I said it all directly. And, I have opened my 8th gates. Akai murmured. What? After After hearing Akai's words, Kakashi's face was shocked. Actually, opened his 8th gates. Isn't this too scary? If you open the 8th door, you will lose your own vitality. Akai. You. Kakashi said excitedly. Akai smiled slightly. Don't worry, Kakashi, my life will not be affected for the time being. Kakashi also breathed a sigh of relief after hearing this. I don't know, what will happen to you after you open your 8th gates? Kakashi asked in shock. Even if I open the 8th gates, I can't get rid of it with Yu's moves. In the end, I didn't open the door to death, but the more terrifying thing is that even if I did open it, I'm afraid it would be difficult to deal with him. Akai said seriously. Gulu. Gulu. After hearing Akai's words, Kakashi, Sai and others, all swallowed their own saliva. Isn't this too scary? Unexpectedly, being able to oppress Akai's 8th gates, to this extent. Could it be said that Yu is really a devil? It seems like we need to tell Hokage this news quickly. Kakashi said solemnly. Afterwards, the group of people returned directly towards the original road. At the same time, Kakashi and others also saw the awakened Naruto and Sakura, and they rushed over. Kakashi also hurriedly asked about their battle with Sasuke. Sorry, Kakashi-sensei. Naruto clenched his fist angrily, and smashed it against the trees nearby. I didn't complete the order you gave us. Let that guy Sasuke run away again. Naruto said helplessly. Sakura also showed a frustrated expression. In the battle just now, I could clearly feel that Sasuke really wanted to kill me. That cold killing intent is unmistakable. Why? Why is that? Poor Sakura. I still can't figure it out. Sasuke, why did you become like this? At the same time, Naruto also noticed the situation of Akai and others. Kakashi-sensei, did your side also encounter setbacks? Naruto Uzumaki widened his eyes and looked at the people who fainted one by one. Ninjas, incredible things to say. Kakashi-sensei immediately let out a heavy sigh. Sai, who was behind Mr. Kakashi, spoke first. It's the same on our side. By the time we rushed over, the battle was already over. Sai said with great annoyance. What? After hearing Sai's words, Naruto and Sakura, the two were completely shocked. They never imagined that it would be so difficult. How long has it been since then for the battle to be over? Looking at the wounds on Shaoli and others, they are shocking. Who is he? Is this the truly terrifying power of the Akatsuki organization that Sasuke's brother joined? Naruto and Sakura swallowed hard. At this time, Kakashi continued to speak. According to the latest intelligence, an extremely powerful guy has appeared in the Akatsuki organization. Kakashi said with a tight frown. This man, his name is Yi Yu. The reason why Akai's group encountered such a major setback is because they met this guy Yi Yu. Kakashi said, holding his fist tightly. In the future, if you see this person, you can give up your mission directly. Question mark question mark question mark question mark question mark question mark. This is the first time they have heard that ninjas actually have such a thing. Just give up the mission. Naruto was immediately surprised. The 3 views of ninja that I had cultivated before were shattered to pieces. Kakashi's eyes were indeed very determined. That's right, Naruto, the sacrifice was in vain, it's not necessary at all. In the ninja world, this kind of rule has been in place for a long time. That is, once you encounter Konoha's yellow flash, you will run away directly. The mission will fail, and you will not be held responsible. Kakashi said solemnly. This sentence made other people feel shocked. I didn't expect that Master 4th Hokage would be so powerful before. Also, Yi Yu is so powerful, even comparable to 4th Hokage. But, Kakashi-sensei, in this case, does it not conform to the ninja skills of our ninjas? Naruto said disbelievingly. Don't be too arrogant, Naruto, Kakashi said seriously. Do you know, Yi Yu, this rebellious ninja? He is so powerful that it's a bit scary. Kakashi suddenly said seriously. Naruto was immediately stunned when Kakashi scolded him. Kakashi-sensei. Kakashi continued to speak. You may not know how powerful 8 Gates Dunjia is. However, I think you must have seen how powerful Shaoli's 5 sects were during the Chunin exam. Kakashi said seriously. That Chunin exam, Naruto recalled, equals, V=_=#. I remember that Shaoli used his 8 Gates dungeon to almost kill Gaara, the monster at that time. So, I am naturally familiar with the power of 8 Gates Dunjia. That's a terrifying ninjutsu that can elevate a person several times. 8 Gates Dunjia, every time you open an additional gate, your combat effectiveness will increase exponentially. And, this time, against Yi Yu, Akai directly opened the 8th gates. But, what Akai said, he was still crushed and defeated instantly. From his own Kakashi teacher, Naruto saw a look of despair for the first time. At the same time, Naruto and Sakura were also deeply shocked. Is it actually so powerful? This, they really didn't expect. This guy named Yi Yu seems to be so powerful that he's a bit perverted. Sakura kept swallowing her own saliva. It took a long time to finally react. Naruto, Kakashi-sensei is right, this kind of person becomes really powerful when you carry him over. Even if we fight him, we're probably going to die, Sakura said helplessly. Naruto, after hearing Kakashi's words, did not dare to continue saying anything. In my own impression, the Hokage is already the most powerful being in the world. But, I really didn't expect that. In this world, there are actually beings more powerful than the Hokage. So, it's better to go back first and report to Mr. Hokage. Fortunately, among the misfortunes, some of us are still here. Kakashi could only say comfortingly. The group of people was very depressed, but Yu was too powerful. One by one, they can only leave here. Sasuke on the battlefield also woke up directly at the same time. Shaking his head vigorously, he realized that he had been coed by Yu so simply. Horrified, Sasuke felt for the first time the insignificance of his own fighting power. I really can't imagine that my fighting power can be so weak. If I face Uchiha Itachi again in the future, I'm afraid I won't be my opponent either. Thinking of this, Sasuke felt depressed. But there is no way, I still have to think of a way. It seems that for the time being, I can only rely on the strength of my partners. So, Sasuke stepped back without any hesitation. It seems that in the next battle, I will have to bring Jugo and Ghost Light Suigetsu with me. Thinking of this, Sasuke did not hesitate to continue and left here directly. But, Sasuke still remembers his hatred for Uchiha Itachi. Next time, I must find the Akatsuki organization's lair, and I must let Uchiha Itachi fight with me personally. Only in this way can we avenge ourselves for the past. At the same time, on the way back, Yu also started to think of his own. In any case, the most urgent thing I need to solve now is probably the next big war. This kind of big war must be started. It may be a disaster for others, but for me, this is definitely the most ideal place to gain experience. All kinds of strong men were reincarnated directly by Sway too. This is the battlefield of my dreams. Thinking of this, Yu's mouth unconsciously showed a smile. Next, I must facilitate the start of this war. And, this big battle has two important causes. Except for the large number of tailed beasts being caught. Besides, one is Uchiha Itachi, who was killed by Sasuke, thus allowing Obito to reveal his identity in advance. Another one is Nine Tails Jinchuriki, and Naruto's mouth release, which directly defeated Nagato. These are all important conditions. Thinking of this, the corners of Yu's mouth gradually rose slightly. Chapter 333. A Reikiri wants to give me a 50-50 fight. After killing so many tailed beasts at once, and unlocking so many abilities, I can truly express my wishes. At the same time, within the Akatsuki organization's lair. At this time, in Yuyan village, an uninvited guest came. This person was none other than but one of the famous Sannin, Lord Jiraiya. At this time, Jiraiya and Pain were having their own fierce battle. When Jiraiya guessed the identities of everyone, he was immediately shocked. If I'm not wrong, you guys are actually my apprentices. Shao Nan, who was above the sky and had transformed into an angel form, moved his lips slightly. Then, he blasted out a series of terrifying fire styles. But, then, more and more pain appeared directly. Seeing such a scene, Jiraiya also widened his eyes. I didn't expect that the fighting power of each of you would be so terrifying. What have you experienced in these years? Jiraiya said incredulously. The students he had befriended before have now become the demons of the Hidden Rain village. Jiraiya will never believe this. However, in front of Nagato, who obtained the Samsara Eye, Jiraiya finally failed. Just like the original anime, a person was directly beaten to death. However, what is unpredictable is that Jiraiya made his own efforts before dying. A series of marks were printed directly on the toad's body, and it was taken out of Yuyan village. Wow. In Yuyan village, the heavy rain is getting heavier. At this time, Obito, Deidara, Yu and others also came back one after another. You really don't know, we went through a lot of trouble to get this 8 tails. Deidara said with emotion. Then, he directly placed the body of 8 tails Killer Bee on the ground. However, what appeared was not 8 tails, it was just a tail of 8 tails. Did you let him escape? A series of voices came. Yu, a new mission is coming, go and arrest 9 tails. The reason why there is such an urgent mission is because at this time, the 5 shadows have gathered together because of the disappearance of Killer Bee. Everyone is discussing the next plan. It is very likely that the 5 shadows will gather together to deal with the Akatsuki organization because of this, so Obito feels that now is the best time to arrest Naruto. On the other side of Konoha, after Naruto returned, he was directly arranged by Jiraiya to train at another Mount Myoboku. Everyone is aware that a huge crisis is coming. The reason why Obito didn't go this time was because Kabuto Yakushi from Orochimaru said he wanted to discuss the Fourth World War with him in detail. Akatsuki organization continued to speak. Deidara, this mission will be left to you and Yu. Fei is really too much of a hindrance. He has other tasks, Shao continued. Fei, the whole person, started to perform again. What, who are you saying is in the way? Lousy, but Fei. Deidara looked like he was watching a good show. Ha. Fei, Just complete other tasks honestly. The arrest of Nine Tails must be left to us. Deidara, with a joking expression on his face. Ah Fei's mouth curled up, showing an unhappy look. And Yi Yu also raised the corners of his mouth slightly. If he could have a fight with Nine Tails, he can resist even the Golden Conquerors with his own fighting power. By then, it won't be a problem to deal with the entire Hokage world. So, now, what I need to do is to hurry up and start a battle with Nine Tails. As for whether we can capture the last Nine Tails, it doesn't matter anymore. If you do all the nine-tailed beasts once, there will be no need to use the Akatsuki organization anymore. When the time comes, I will find a way to continue fighting against the strong ones. And the best way to fight is to start World War III. In this way, all kinds of strong men will appear. For me, it is the most suitable war. The corners of Sha Yu's mouth raised slightly, with a confident look on his face. Akatsuki organization, you thought you were here to use me, but you didn't realize it. In the end, it was me who was using you, right? Then, without any hesitation, Yi Yu and Deidara, the two of them flew directly in the direction of Konoha. Without Ah Fei around, Yi Yu and Deidara were much quieter. 3 days later, Deidara and the two came directly to the country of fire. Located above the sky, Yi Yu just narrowed his eyes. What a pity. That guy Akai is not here, otherwise, this battle would be interesting. Yi Yu said calmly. In the sky, I saw a huge flying dragon bomb. The ninja in charge of the guard widened his eyes. Someone invaded Konoha. Someone invaded Konoha. The city defenders said loudly. Then, Deidara blasted out all kinds of clay bombs. Rumble, rumble, the entire Konoha was ablaze in an instant. At this time, feeling the shock of the whole world, Tsunade Haim walked out alone. Seeing Yi Yu sitting on top of the huge flying bird, Tsunade narrowed her eyes tightly to see. A member of Akatsuki organization, Akatsuki organization. You are so brave, you dare to attack Konoha. At this time, Tsunade did not realize the seriousness of the problem. Kakashi also came over immediately. After seeing the figure in the sky, his eyes suddenly widened. This person is Yi Yu. Master Hokage, you must be careful. He directly defeated Onoki. He is definitely not an ordinary person. Facing Yi Yu's arrival, Kakashi directly opened his blood chakra eye. Ebisu, the whole person, also came to Konohamaru. Master Konohamaru, be careful, you must be careful. These guys, they are not ordinary people. Ebisu, there were bursts of sweat on his forehead. As Konohamaru, the private tutor of the Yuanfei family, Ebisu, his main task, is to protect the blood of the Yuanfei family. So, Ebisu immediately made the decision to let Konohamaru escape. I'm sorry, Ebisu-sensei. If I run this time, when can I surpass Brother Naruto? The next moment, Konohamaru's whole person disappeared from everyone's sight in an instant. Konohamaru, the boss's clay bombs are flying from the sky from time to time. Shikamaru's father suddenly appeared and used his own shadow binding technique. Then, Deidara, who was in the sky jutsu, was instantly restrained. Damn it, this ninjutsu is really troublesome. Deidara said with a depressed look on his face. Then, the corners of Yi Yu's mouth rose slightly. These small roles are left to you. Deidara, I have more important tasks to do. Then, Yi Yu jumped directly from the sky. The whole person fell heavily on the ground. Only Deidara was left, alone in the sky, with a depressed look on his face. Hey, Yi Yu, you guy, even if you want to leave, can you please remove my restraints first? Deidara looked depressed. However, Yi Yu has no intention of continuing to talk to Deidara. The whole person rushed forward quickly. In the entire Hokage ninja village, more and more people saw Yi Yu's arrival, and they rushed forward one by one. Seeing the people arriving, Yi Yu narrowed his eyes slightly. Remember, in the anime, the original Nagato fought with these guys, for a long time, and it was best to usher in the enhanced version of Naruto. Looking at it this way, I can slowly compensate the people of Konoha and have a good time. Thinking of this, Yi Yu's lips showed a smile again. The next moment, Yi Yu didn't even look at the minions rushing towards him, and kept walking forward. The ninjas in front of him saw Yi Yu directly ignoring them, and each of them showed angry expressions. Damn B asterisk 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 D. Don't you look down on us too much. The next moment, a team of 10 people rushed over. Afterwards, 10 people started their own fire style directly. Hot temperatures, hot flames. In an instant, Yi Yu was wrapped up. Seeing the scene in front of him, Yi Yu still looked calm. Hey, let me tell you, have you ever seen magma? My attack is much more powerful than magma. You don't really think that you can defeat me with just a mere attack, do you? Yi Yu said calmly. The next moment, after a large amount of fire style bombarded Yi Yu's body, he mysteriously disappeared from the spot. Seeing this scene, everyone around them was completely dumbfounded. Joke. Is this a joke? Why are our attacks ineffective against him? Could it be he has activated some special ninjutsu? One of the famous ninjas opened his mouth wide and said in disbelief. However, Yi Yu didn't pay attention to them at all. The next moment, the hot magma appeared in front of everyone in an instant. Under the terrifying magma, the entire Chunin team burst into miserable screams one by one. Yi Yu is definitely a devil. All the ninjas roared loudly. Tsunade also picked up the horn immediately. Everyone has heard that after meeting Yi Yu, you must not act rashly. Yi Yu is simply not someone Shunin and the people below can face. Withdraw them all. Tsunade shouted loudly, and the entire fire country started shouting. After hearing Tsunade's words, all the ninjas retreated one by one. At the same time, Xiaoyu also arrived step by step at Tsunade's Hokage office. At this time, a large number of elite ninjas gathered in the entire Hokage office, as well as Jonin. Everyone, including the nurse, looked at Yi Yu calmly. Yi Yu tilted his head, and a smile appeared on his face. This simple action directly scared Tsunade. The next moment, Tsunade quickly used her psychic technique. A huge Ha language appeared out of thin air. The next moment, Kakashi opened his blood chakra eyes, and accelerated his speed, and rushed towards Yi Yu. At a terrifying speed, one after another of divine eagles appeared behind Kakashi. Reikiri! Kakashi shouted loudly, and then, the terrifying thunder and lightning was directly directed at Yi Yu, bombarding him heavily. The corners of Yi Yu's mouth raised slightly. You don't think that this will have an effect on me, do you? Chapter 334 Feel the pain and destroy Konoha. Boom! The terrifying Reikiri struck Yi Yu's body. It just sent out a series of sparks. The next moment, it completely disappeared from everyone's sight. My Reikiri! Kakashi, the whole person, widened his eyes. He didn't expect that his Reikiri would be absorbed by Yi Yu so easily, and he looked incredulous. Then, Yi Yu raised the corners of his mouth slightly. With a terrifying overlord power, he blasted past Kakashi. Under the terrifying force, Kakashi's entire body was directly shaken and flew out. PFF'd. A mouthful of blood spurted out from Kakashi's mouth in an instant. Boom. In the end, Kakashi was knocked directly into a huge pothole, and he fainted on the spot. As the strongest Jonin in Konoha, in front of Yi Yu, it was just a mere encounter, and he was completely eliminated. At this time, Akai and others were not there at all, and Yi Yu also felt bored for a while. If you put it this way, the rest are just soldiers and generals. Afterwards, members of the major families launched their own attacks on Yi Yu one after another. However, it is a pity that these people are not enough to look at in front of Yi Yu. Many people were completely crushed by Yi Yu's conquerors. Yi Yu himself didn't even move his hands. Shinra Tianzhong. Under a super large Shenluo Tianzhong, located on the ground where Yi Yu defended 1,000 meters, those who had planned to surround Yi Yu before were also surrounded by Wang Yu in an instant. The terrifying conquerors was completely knocked to the ground. As for Yi Yu, he felt as if he was in a deserted place. He walked towards Hokage's office step by step. At this moment, Deidara, who was above the sky, looked excited. Yi Yu, this devil, is really scary. This is the most terrifying fire nation among the 5 major nations. I didn't expect that Mr. Yi Yu could solve this problem so easily. Deidara said in disbelief. And, at this time, Hokage Tsunade was in Hokage's office. The whole person was vomiting blood. Damn it, I didn't expect that Yi Yu's combat power would be so terrifying. Jiraiya, did he die in the hands of these guys? This time, even if it costs me my life, I will definitely protect the entire Konoha. Tsunade said with great anger. The next moment, Tsunade activated her Baihao technique, speaking a lot of haha, and rushed directly to the body of a famous wounded person. Come to the rescue for them. And Wang Yu also came to Hokage's office. Conquerors, direct voice transmission, conveyed the word to the entire Konoha. Say, where is Nine Tails? Otherwise, I will let you feel what pain is. Yi Yu roared loudly. However, all the people in Konoha looked as if they were ready to die, and no one was willing to tell Naruto's whereabouts. Yi Yu felt a burst of emotion. I have to say, that guy from 3rd generation is really good at mind control. Each and every one of these people has been completely brainwashed by 3rd generation. Since you don't say anything, then, I have no choice but to force Nine Tails to come out on my own. The next moment, Yi Yu's entire body flew straight up. Located above the sky, Wang Yu activated his own conquerors. A large number of conquerors have been gathering in Yi Yu's hands. Seeing this scene, Tsunade narrowed her eyes. A large number of survey teams also opened their white eyes one after another. They wanted to see Yi Yu's ability. However, it is a pity. Although they could clearly feel the terrifying energy in Yi Yu's hands, they couldn't feel it at all. The conqueror's chakra possessed by Yi Yu. Tsunade-sama, I'm sorry, my subordinates have tried their best, but they still can't figure out what kind of chakra this Akatsuki organization guy is using. An intelligence officer of the Hyuga family, the entire human, he said with annoyance. The other members all had expressions of frustration written on their faces. They really couldn't understand why Yi Yu activated such terrifying energy. Normally, this kind of terrifying energy would definitely require a large amount of chakra to be wasted. However, despite this, they still didn't find anything strange about chakra. What made them even more horrified was that they discovered that there was no chakra in these things at all. It's something that they have never been exposed to before. It is these things that make Yi Yu so powerful. Damn it, in this case, we have no way to find out what happened to Yi Yu. The people around him all said worriedly. And the next moment, Yi Yu, the whole person, the power in his hands, suddenly gained terrifying power again. Under Bai Yan's gaze, they discovered that a huge thing like a glass cover was summoned by Yi Yu. This huge glass cover contains all kinds of terrifying energy. These powers, one by one, seem to tear everything in the world apart. Tsunade-sama, this thing seems to be something even more terrifying. He was summoned by this guy Yi Yu. The intelligent soldiers all widened their eyes and said in disbelief. Tsunade also opened her red lips wide. Looking at the scene in the sky, her whole person fell into a dull expression. I really didn't expect. Yi Yu has so many abilities. And, Yi Yu's next words made Tsunade and the other scalps instantly numb. Next, I will destroy the entire Konoha. I don't believe it. In this situation, he is so charming, why don't you come out? Yi Yu, Zan slightly outlined an arc and said jokingly. After hearing Yi Yu's words, everyone in Konoha looked horrified. All the people found hiding places and hid in them. What did that lunatic say just now? He just said that he wanted to destroy the entire Konoha. Does he want to destroy the entire Konoha just by relying on his own strength? What on earth is a ninjutsu that can directly destroy a country? It's scary. It's really scary. Every one of the people on Konoha had horrified looks on their faces. And, other people also showed their incredible looks one after another, especially Tsunade's group. This Yi Yu, are you kidding me? Destroying a country? What on earth did he think? Tsunade's eyes widened and she said with a shocked expression. The other ninjas also hurriedly launched attacks one by one, against Yi Yu. But, it's a pity that their attacks are simply insignificant to Yi Yu's Conqueror's defensive shield. At this time, Deidara, who was above the sky, also saw this scene, and his mouth opened wide in shock. This guy Yi Yu is a monster. This time, I really don't know. He thinks again, what's going on? Shall we directly destroy the Fire Nation, the most powerful among the 5 major nations? In this world, the only one who can do this, is you, Yi Yu. The next moment, a terrifying force hit the entire ground heavily. What? Earth style? A ninja from the Fire Nation looked up at the attacks released by Wang Yu, one by one, and said thoughtfully. Tsunade's eyes suddenly widened. No. This isn't Earth style at all. The power of this power gives me the feeling of a vibrating force. The power of vibration, isn't that an earthquake? After hearing Tsunade's words, the surrounding ninjas all widened their eyes. Earthquake. This is the most terrifying natural disaster in the entire Hokage world. Even this kind of natural disaster is 100 times more terrifying than 9 tails. Now, they finally understand why Yi Yu, before, dared to say that he wanted to destroy the entire Konoha village. It seems the information is true. This guy has the ability to make earthquakes. A famous elite ninja looked at Yi Yu in the sky and said in disbelief. The next moment, the terrifying power was directed towards Konoha, and it hit hard. Under the powerful force, the entire Konoha village also shook violently. Rumble, rumble, the whole earth is shaking constantly. Under the terrifying power, more and more people were directly affected by this terrifying energy, and were blown away on the spot. With more and more terrifying power, conquerors shook and completely exploded throughout Konoha. Boom. Whether it was houses, forests, or even hills, under Wang Yu's power, they were all swept away by this terrifying power. A large amount of vibration swept through Conqueror's body in an instant. Under the terrifying force, Tsunade's eyes widened. Then, Tsunade quickly activated her ninjutsu. Although she certainly couldn't resist Yu Yu's terrifying attack, but after being directly injured, in the blink of an eye, she quickly treated herself. Tsunade can still do this. However, other people in Konoha, they do not have such good luck. Under the terrifying power, a large number of Konoha residents were knocked unconscious on the spot. There were even more people, who took the house with them and disappeared together, surrounded by the shocking conquerors. Hoo. The fierce wind was blowing all the time. Under the terrifying power, a large number of ruins appeared on the entire ground. Before, Konoha and the Land of Fire were bustling with activity, but at this time, it was like a super large garbage collection station. A gust of wind blew by, and ruins were swaying everywhere on the entire ground. However, at this time, Deidara, who was above the sky, was completely dumbfounded. He really didn't expect that Yi Yu's attack power would be so terrifying. It turned out that it was just a simple meeting, and it was solved instantly. The entire Kingdom of Fire. You know, the country of fire is the most powerful country in the entire world. Ordinary people, even Orochimaru, if they want to destroy this country, they have to use strategies and cooperate with outsiders. But here at Yi Yu, you only need a simple ninjutsu to do it. Deidara swallowed a mouthful of his own saliva and opened his mouth wide. This guy Yi Yu, if you look at it this way, I'm afraid, his ninjutsu is even more terrifying than my final self-destruction. Deidara said in disbelief. Deidara has always refused to admit that other people's abilities are stronger than his ultimate art. Even in front of Itachi, Deidara always believed that he was the strongest. However, now, facing Yi Yu, just one strike at any time has already destroyed a country. Deidara, now, he himself has to admit. Yi Yu is really scary. Chapter 335 Sage Jutsu. Useless to me. On the other side, in Toad Sage's territory, Naruto felt a little uneasy. Sir Shinsaku, Lord Shikichi, please hurry up and bring them back to Konoha. I can clearly feel something bad seems to have happened there. At this time, Naruto's whole person has already turned on his sage mode. Under this ability, Naruto's entire perception ability has also been blessed with a perverted level. The next moment, under the combined sage jutsu of Shinsaku and Shikichi, Naruto's whole body moved to Konoha in an instant. When Naruto saw that his beloved country was now destroyed like this, his whole person was extremely angry. Hateful. It's the Akatsuki organization. It must have been the Jiraiya sensei you killed in the first place. Naruto said with great anger. The next moment, Naruto was flying so fast that he was instantly on top of Deidara's big bird. Deidara's eyes widened as a result. Unexpectedly, I didn't realize Naruto's arrival. Aren't you the kid from Nine Tails before? Why is it so fast now? However, the next moment, Naruto's whole body directly released a super large Rasengan. Big ball Rasengan. Then, he hit Deidara hard. You are the one who destroyed my hometown, right? Naruto, his whole body, roared loudly. Immediately, a huge big ball Rasengan heavily bombarded Deidara's clay bird. Boom. Under the powerful energy, the entire Deidara bird was instantly smashed into pieces by this terrifying force. Arriving at Dala, he quickly activated his clay clone and managed to barely escape the disaster. Deidara narrowed his eyes. No way, Naruto, is this guy so scary? Is this still the Naruto I know? And, Naruto, what's going on with those two toads on your shoulders? Could it be that these two toads are the reason why Naruto became stronger? And the next moment, Deidara was not given too much time to think. The next moment, Naruto flew in front of Deidara again. Go to hell. Smash the Akatsuki organization. Naruto, his whole body, roared loudly. The next moment, the terrifying power struck hard. Although it was just an ordinary punch, there was terrifying immortal power in it, and Deidara simply couldn't bear it. Deidara also looked unwilling. A-hole, could it be said that just like this, I am going to be defeated by Naruto, this kid, with a normal attack? I won't fail so willingly. Art is an explosion. It really doesn't work. Deidara, will definitely die with you. Deidara roared loudly. And the next moment, an invisible city wall suddenly appeared in front of Deidara. Naruto, the terrifying attack hit directly on this city wall. Hey, your name is Naruto, right? Your opponent is me. That kind of rookie battle is not interesting. Yi Yu said lightly. After hearing Yi Yu's words, Naruto, with his whole body positioned above the sky, looked over. I saw that at this time, on the other side of the sky, Yi Yu was suspended in the air. The whole person has a look of being careless. However, the terrifying domineering power contained in it can be clearly felt by Shenzuo and others who have the physique of an immortal. The two great toad sages on Naruto's body each widened their eyes. Naruto, be careful with this guy. He is a very dangerous person. Toad Zuo and Ji all said with widened eyes. Naruto, at this time, he finally discovered the existence of Yi Yu. That person is so strong. Is it the Jiraiya sensei you killed? In Naruto's knowledge, only a terrifying existence like Yi Yu can do this. Deidara, who was above the sky, took advantage of Naruto's distraction, and quickly activated his abilities and stayed away from here. And, Naruto also directly targeted Yi Yu. Jiraiya, you have found the wrong person. Yi Yu said calmly. However, I accept your 9 tails, Naruto. Yi Yu chuckled. The next moment, a huge magma was directly summoned by Yi Yu. This huge magma is as big as a mountain. Like a small sun. The surrounding temperature, under this terrifying magma, actually rose by dozens of degrees. However, Deidara, who was sitting in the sky, looked incredible. This guy Yi Yu, can it be said that the moves he releases are not lower-level moves? Deidara, the corners of his mouth twitched. However, Deidara at this time also noticed that this time, he would be a soy sauce character again. Damn it. In the whole world, you are the only one who can do this. Yi Yu, Deidara complained. Seeing the terrifying power of magma in the sky, Naruto was completely stunned. I didn't expect. Is this Yi Yu so terrifying? Moreover, this Yi Yu seems not to be the boss of the Akatsuki organization, Mr. Jiraiya. What kind of enemy was he facing back then? A-hole. Multiple shadow clone technique. Uzumaki Naruto's whole body roared, and the next moment, his whole body was filled with waves of shadow clone. These clones rushed towards Yi Yu. Super Big Ball Rasengan. 100 Narutos, after turning on Sage Mode, on top of the shadow clone, each of them had terrifying power in their hands, and the magma they released blasted past Yi Yu. Rumble, rumble. Under the terrifying force, the huge magma meteorite shattered directly. Pieces of magma and fragments fell directly from the sky. Every huge piece of magma, after falling to the ground, smashed out a huge magma, giant pit. The temperature of the entire ground suddenly rose again, to dozens of degrees. Seeing this scene, Deidara, who was above the sky, showed a surprised look. It seems that Naruto's combat power has improved a lot. Are you able to catch Yi Yu's blow? Deidara said incredulously. Even the terrifying Onoki didn't catch Yi Yu's blow at the beginning. Think of a way first, feint attack. Then, looking for opportunities. Naruto said loudly. The next moment, countless shadow clone rushed towards Yi Yu. Seeing this scene, Yi Yu frowned, and the corners of his mouth curved slightly. I didn't expect it. You are so powerful, Uzumaki Naruto. You can actually withstand my blow. But, there is one thing I need to tell you, it's such a pity. Your multiple shadow clone are useless to me. Yi Yu said with a smile. Not useful to you. How is this possible? Shinsaku and Ji, who who were positioned on Naruto's shoulders, also launched their own attacks. Each one directly used their own sage jutsu. In an instant, the entire Konoha was filled with the sounds of these two toads. This voice can confuse people's hearts and make people fall into short-term chaos. It is a very powerful sage jutsu. Even Pain was very afraid of this move. Gua gua gua. The noisy sound was instantly transmitted to Yi Yu's ears. Yi Yu frowned slightly. I didn't expect that at this time, you are still so disturbing. Deidara, who was above the sky, after receiving this terrifying attack, he covered his ears. A-hole, you're making so much noise. What kind of weird ninjutsu is this? Are you ready to defeat Yi Yu with such a noisy voice? I have to say, you are all really despicable. Deidara said with great pain. But, for Yi Yu, conquerors can control everything in this world. Naturally, he will not be afraid of this so-called sage jutsu genjutsu. The next moment, a large amount of conquerors were all gathered in his throat. Then, Yi Yu came directly with a conqueror's roar. In an instant, all kinds of terrifying conquerors were directed at Naruto. Before, those clones of Naruto that rushed towards Yi Yu, except for the main body, all turned into bursts of smoke under Yi Yu's conqueror's roar. I told you, your ninjutsu, in front of me, are all ineffective. Yi Yu said in a very pretentious manner. I saw that the shadow clone that I had finally created using my sage jutsu. Before they could reach Yi Yu, one by one, they turned into smoke. Naruto opened his mouth wide and showed an extremely shocked expression. No way, could it be that this guy is a devil? My attack, is actually ineffective against him. Naruto said in shock. At this time, the two great toad sages on the side also became rational and looked at each other in shock. Little Naruto, never underestimate the enemy. Your multiple shadow clone is just an ordinary ninjutsu. What we unleashed is sage jutsu. But even our sage jutsu is completely useless against this guy in front of us. The two great toad sages said in shock. Originally, before they came, they naively thought that they could rely on their sage jutsu. Even if they couldn't defeat Yi Yu, their powerful power could still contain Yi Yu. Live. Next, we just need to wait for support from other countries. But, they really didn't expect that the members of the Akatsuki organization they faced would be so terrifying. At this time, Deidara, who was above the sky, was completely shocked. No way, pipe. Yi Yu, is he so strong? I have to say, it's really irritating to compare people to each other. These guys, before, they almost killed me instantly. But in front of Yi Yu, the ninjutsu they used one by one looked pretty cool, but they didn't even take 2 steps. The next moment, their ninjutsu was directly cracked by Yi Yu. This is simply not too exaggerated, okay. At this time, on the ground, Tsunade opened her eyes slightly, and then, her red lips suddenly opened wide. No way, Naruto's multiple shadow clone was even cracked when he was told to crack it.